Uh, oh man, we are gonna have a fun. How can you guys eat with that smell in the air? Like Jesus, y'all don't smell that? Where is he? Why is he here? God, I don't even know what was Dan Martinez says. Victory fart. Like this is terrible. He said he's spoiled. No, he smells spoiled, bro. He smells spoiled. All right, we're gonna get some victory shots going here. All right, I want you guys to get them ready. I'm ready to have some fun. Where's my banner there, man? Guys, I posted the link in the chat. If you haven't seen it yet, scroll up. There are a ton of you guys who have already. So let's go ahead and get the crew in here. I see Dan. I see Melissa. I see Steven. I see 49er Jeff, Terradome, Jonathan Rosa. Betty, I don't see you. I will bring you in once I see that your camera's on. Who else we got? We got Daddy P outside in the wilderness. What is going on, man? How's everybody doing? Y'all ready to do this? Let's go, baby. Come on, let's go.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Hold on. I got to make some noise. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to tell y'all about what I'm smelling over here. But listen, man, I'm going to sound the alarm. Our Niners did their thing today, man. And we look good doing it. That's what I like the most, man. That's what I like the most. We did our thing over there. Betty dropped out. Z, the dark one, is in there. I got you down there. Let me change the background, man. Let's put a little bit of a border between all of us here. Let me change the background. Boom. There we go. I like that a little bit more. Okay, guys.
Melissa.
I hope you all are blessed. Melissa's got the little pooch over there. Tu perro. All right. I'm busting out the gold bar because this was one that we really, really needed, guys. So let's go ahead and get these shots poured up. We got the gold bar on hand for me. For those of you who are underaged, get some milk, orange juice, apple juice. I don't care what you get. Just don't get me in trouble on my stream. We do not promote or want you guys. Get the hell away from me, Bear. We don't want y'all doing anything underage or illegally. Okay? We're going to have these shots. Everybody get your drinks. You guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hold them up towards the glass, towards the camera. And here we go. Through the lips and past the gums. Watch out, tummy. Here it comes. Salute.
Salute.
This is way bigger than a normal shot glass, I promise you. I should not feel that in my chest the way I do. All right.
Say it with
This
your
is what
chest.
we're going to do. We're going to go backwards. Where did Melissa go? Did Melissa, how did she leave? Betty is back, and you didn't take a victory shot with us, Betty. What's going on?
Did I take my shot right now?
Wait, hold on. I got you. You and Betty. This is what we're gonna do. You and Betty. I'm not gonna take another full one, but I'll do a little half of one here. I'm lying. I'm gonna do a quarter of one because a half of one. I'll be over here licking the microphone on air, and y'all gonna be laughing at me, calling me crazy. So, all right, Betty. Anybody else doubling up? Anybody else doubling up? I'll give y'all a chance. Uh-oh.
Saying nothing.
Uh-oh. Let's go.
Out.
Look at
I gotta go get
Dan.
another thing.
Dan tried to double up on the Propel Gatorade water over there. I see you, bro.
I ran out.
Get them
That was my
electrolytes
last
in.
pick.
Oh, it's all good, man. Don't you worry. Here we go. Let's hold them up again. Y'all ready? No poem necessary. On three, we're going to say go Niners and throw them back. 1, 2, 3.
Go Niners!
There we go, baby.
Got whatever last.
All right.
Done, Niners.
So what we're going to do, I want to hear from everybody. Y'all know how we do over here. I'm going to go from this screen. I'm going to pull you guys up one by one. We're going to start with Betty. We're going to end with Melissa. All right. And then as more people come in, I will pop others in. Betty, it has been a lot. Where the fuck did Betty?
Mike, I'm here for the whole show.
All right, you rocking out with me? Okay. All right.
I'm here for the whole show, too.
All right. I like that. Betty, you got to take yourself off of mute. It has been a long time. How are you doing? What are your thoughts on the game? I mean, come on, man. The Niners look like how they look. I want to hear from y'all, not from me. So let's see. What do you think? Everybody else go on mute while we got the speaker on, and we're going to take a step back and listen. Here we go.
No, it was a beautiful game. A beautiful game as it should have been. You know, like everybody's been saying all week, get right game. Yeah, it was what it was. I was so happy to see Fred get that pick six. Like I saw that. I
You
saw
know
that.
what? Let me
Yeah.
give Fred a round of applause because that is all pro Fred right there.
No, and it's crazy because I can't remember what game I watch. Breezy's the stimulations that he does each week. I can't remember one of the past games. It wasn't this one, but it was one of the past games that Fred got a pick six. And then that moment when I saw it, I was like, that would be beautiful. That would be beautiful to have Fred to get a pick six this season. So, you know, I felt like I manifested that a little bit. So
there you go. There you go. And, you know, I heard that Fred was kind of hyped because he was like, yo, like my family's out here. You know, I got to do it. So, you know, he went out there. He lived up to it. Now, Fred had some little ankle injury. I'm going to bring Kyle in after I get you guys off, right? For the people that are rocking with me for the whole show. It depends. I see some people piling up in the background here that want to come on and do some victory shots. Mike, I see you down there. Daddy P. Daddy P, you were in here already. How you leave and come back? What? All right, this is what I'm going to need y'all to do. I'm going to need y'all to stop playing with my emotions. I'm going to bring Mike in there. I see. I can't get Mike in there. Daddy P is back. There he goes. He's in there. Mike, hang tight. I'm going to get back to you. Betty, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. But Fred Warner, he spoke it up. He spoke it into existence. And he was like, I'm going to have a good game because my family's watching. And he did just that.
Yes. Yes. I mean, sometimes it got to be like that. And then,
Mike,
and then Brock,
something wrong. It's breaking up real bad.
No, Daddy P, it's your reception. Stop talking. All right. I can't even mute Daddy P. I might have to boot him. I don't want to boot you, bro. So I need you to reset the browser or get closer to the Wi-Fi router or something. I see you back there like you got a champagne glass in here. I don't know what Daddy P. Y'all, let me show y'all what I see. So sorry, Betty. I'm going to come back to you. I promise. I promise you I'm going to come back to you, Betty. Hold on. I need y'all to see this. Where is Daddy P? Is he on the screen yet? It won't even look at. He's so happy to be here. Look at him. God bless him. Daddy P, can you hear me? Look, ain't shit happening. Ain't nothing going on. Ain't nothing going on. I don't want to kick him from the studio because it won't let him come back. But he needs to reset. So, all right, there he gone. All right, Betty, you back, baby. I'm done interrupting you. I promise you. I'm done interrupting you, Betty. We here. Hey, look, it's been so long since a victory shot. We don't even know how to do it no more. Like, This is crazy. All right, so go ahead. The floor is yours. I'm going to shut up. I'm done.
No, all I gotta say is I enjoyed the game. Brock did his thing. I mean, he was clean. He was efficient. He was running his little ass off. I was like, okay, Brock, go ahead and do what you gotta do. So, no, I enjoyed the game, and it's gonna be a long season. We got a lot more to go. So, what can we do? Hang in there, and it's at the end of the day, it's every man up, you know. One goes down, we got another one up. That's all it is. So
yeah, you know, this game encouraged me. My daughter's birthday is in December, right? And she has when my kids turn 10, I take them to their first 49ers football game. And so she picked the Cardinals game in January, the last game of the season. And what my biggest concern was, it was, what if we have the division locked up by then? What if we have nothing to play for and it's a bunch of backups? But today's game showed me something. I think the backups might give us something to watch for in the last game. Like you said, that next man up mentality runs through these guys' veins. These guys weren't faltering. Fred Warner didn't play the whole second half. We didn't miss a beat. We didn't miss a beat. So I like it, Betty, man. Good points right there, man. Thank you so much. It's good to see you. And hopefully we get to see a little bit more of you later on throughout the season, okay?
Yes, for sure. Faithful.
All right, Betty, you take care. Faithful, show Betty some love. Anything you want to promote? You got a page? You got a social media or anything you want? Nope. Look, she said, I want to take a drink and say go Niners. That's it. All right. That's what I'm talking about. All right. All right, Betty, you have a good one. You can drop out. I'm going to bring 49er Jeff up next. I see you up there. Your picture looks clear. No. Dan, you get the hell out of here. There he is. 49er Jeff. There he goes. No, Dan, what the Yo, y'all better stop playing. I've been drinking already. Don't do this, y'all.
I swear
Don't
I'm not. I swear I'm just trying to turn my camera back on. That's it.
No,
I'm not doing it.
Turn the camera back on, and then you're going to pop up. Okay, don't freeze. Don't do anything. I got it. Bong. There it is. Boom. All right. I'm back in the control booth. 49er Jeff, what's going on, big dog? How you doing, man?
What's up? What's going on, man? How you doing?
Now, see, I got a hoodie that's red with the 49ers logo on the front with the gold on the inside of the hood. But my 49ers logo don't shine quite like that one. You got to tell me where you got that one from. I think yours is bigger than mine, Paul's. Super duper Paul's. Super duper Paul's. But I swear that logo, there we go, is bigger than mine. Where'd you get that hoodie, man?
I ordered it online, man. Fanatics.
Okay. Fanatics be holding us down, man. I got to shout out to Fanatics, man. Let me go out there and get a sponsor.
This is actually old, too. This is a couple years now.
Couple years and it still look that clean?
Yeah.
You lying. What kind of laundry detergent you use?
Yo, listen, all my 49er gear, I keep it up to par, man. You hear me?
Okay. All right. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you speak. I want y'all to notice though. I asked him about his detergent. He didn't want to say, so that means it ain't Tide or one of them joints. All right, but it's okay. It's all good, man. I love you anyway, man. I'm just here to have a good time, man. What's going on? What were your thoughts on the game, man? Your biggest takeaway? Give me your one biggest takeaway.
Yo, great game, and I like what Mason did, man. You know what I'm saying? He's being consistent, rush for 100 yards, and you know that's the way we gotta go. Running game.
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you about something, and maybe I'll get into it a little bit later. Maybe I won't, but they're doing this thing where they toss the ball to Mason when it could be a handoff. He fumbled one of them. No, I'm sorry. He actually fumbled a handoff.
Yes.
He actually fumbled the handoff, but they're doing these weird tosses where it's not a toss to the outside of the tackle or around the offensive line. It's a toss, and he's still running in like the BC gaps. Yeah. And I feel like he's got to concentrate to catch the ball, so he can't read what lane he's supposed to take. And it just didn't feel successful. Am I being overly critical, or did you see the same thing? Do you think that it was a little weird?
I don't like that play either. That little quick toss, I don't like that either. I don't like it. It's very shaky, man. You know?
Yeah. Absolutely. You know, and it's like why can't we just hand it off to him if that's what he's going to do? I feel like it took away. It was a half a second of delay between reading the ball and bringing it in and then trying to feel out where you're supposed to go. And I think that was kind of hurting him a little bit. And I'm saying all that. Meanwhile, I think he finished the game over 5 yards a carry anyway. So like, I feel like I should stop bitching and complaining and just let the man do what he's doing, right? Like maybe I'm doing too much.
Yeah, but that play looks is shaky, man. I'm gonna be honest. I'm nervous every time they do it. You know, I don't like it either. I don't like that play. I want to see them. Yeah. I want to see them give him some screens. You know. Yes, and the one screen that he did get at the end that counted, right behind Trent, was a big gain up the left sideline. Yes. So they need to implement that into the game plan. You know. Yeah, so, I like it. Let me ask you this question, man. I know that we don't know exactly when McCaffrey's coming back. Some people are saying that it might be, November, middle of November. Are you worried about the Niners not having McCaffrey, or do you think Mason can hold us down? I think Mason can hold us down. I'm confident that he can hold us down. I would love to have CMC back, but Mason is doing his thing, man. Mason is doing his thing. Look, you know what? He leads the league in rushing right now. You know that? Oh, my God. Yeah. He leads the league. Yeah. So we doing our thing. You know? Yeah, absolutely. All right. I asked you for your biggest takeaway. Listen, I hear y'all saying I'm echoing, but I promise y'all it's Jeff's microphone. So we just got to deal with it for a couple more seconds. Don't worry, Jeff. I don't want you to change nothing. Don't do anything. All right. Because you're gonna be out soon, so don't worry about it. And he goes on mute, the echoing. So I just said, don't change anything. And he changed something. Don't worry about it, Big. No, I got you, man. Don't worry. Like I said, I'm just having fun with y'all. Don't take nothing personal. Please keep coming back. But here's what I want to say. You gave me a positive. Biggest concern from this game. Biggest concern. I think we need to tighten up on defense a little more, man. That's what I think. Defense needs to still tighten up, man. You know, I mean, we played good defensive game today, but we need to tighten up. That's what I think. The defense as a whole. Okay. I'm not mad at that response at all. I am going to mute it because I'm going to be a little bit long-winded. Jeff, don't leave yet. I'm going to mute you, though, so there's no echo and they can hear what I'm saying clearly. I agree a little bit, right? Like, the defense got to tighten up. I saw some people upset that the Niners gave up 13 points in this game.
I want to remind people that 3 of those points came on a 63-yard field goal attempt to end the half, right? Like, that was a desperation. We got nothing to lose. Let's just boot it and see what happens type of thing, right? Like, if they missed it, the Niners get the ball back with 2 seconds. Everybody know we taking a knee. And if you weren't sure that they were going to take a knee, all you had to do was look at the last 49ers offense before that. What did they do? They said, hey, we're going to run the ball. There was a penalty. Kyle just packed it up. He got out of there, 3 downs, punt, gave them the ball right back. They weren't going to do nothing else with that. I see some people looking for the link so they can come in for victory shots. The link has been posted. Hope you guys see it there. It's flashing on the screen right now. Click that link. I'll get you guys in for another round of the victory shots. Mike Ing's got to come in here and do that. But, Jeff, man, we saw a defense today with Mustafa out there, not one of the vets, right? We saw a defense out there with no Fred Warner for the second half. We saw a defense out there with some makeshift guys, no Hargrave, you know. We saw Sam O out there instead of some of the usual names that we're used to. And I'm going to be honest with you, while it's just the Patriots, I'm doing air quotes, it's just the Patriots, that's an NFL team. And I think the Niners did okay considering the situations and circumstance. How'd you feel about the team on third downs? And I'm going to let you
go. Third downs, 50-50 with it on third downs, man. You know, we did okay. Just okay.
Not a bad answer at all. Jeff, I appreciate you. If there's anything you want to plug, promote, social media page, here's your chance.
I mean, go follow Brooklyn Niner Empire on all platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and let's go Niners.
Love, man. Be safe out there.
Definitely.
All right. That's my man, Jeff. Dan, don't touch shit. Don't touch anything, Dan. All right. I don't know why it's just defaulting to Dan. I want to get Z the dark one. Where you at, man? I see like your ceiling. There goes his nose. I can see up his nose. There it is. There he is. My man got the beater on and the do-rag. What up, baby? What's going on? How we doing? I caught you in the middle of eating. What you eating? Hold up. Let me guess. Look at
a little muffin. Something light.
Yeah, baby. What's going on? What's up? Talk to me, man.
Listen, man. I expected this win. I expected to be dominant. And I'm very proud of Brock Purdy taking chances throwing the deep ball.
Okay, hold on. You proud of Brock Purdy for taking chances throwing the deep ball, or are you proud of Kyle Shanahan throwing the deep ball on first downs?
I'm proud of Brock Purdy.
Because one of those deep balls he threw in the double coverage where the defense was looking at him and it was a pick. Like, I mean, there was other options. They were open.
He was taking chances.
So I think he froze a little bit. I'm gonna talk while I hope. I can't leave my man on the screen looking like that. Oh, there we go. Okay, he back.
Most of them, you know, he completed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm proud of him for even taking the chances and using throwing the deep ball and using his feet to make plays.
I'm gonna do it. There's the bomb. Drop the bomb on it, baby. Drop the bomb on it. Okay. All right, I like it. Let me ask you this question. All right. Now, I ask everybody something a little bit different. We saw this game. We were worried about Brandon Ayuk a little early on, first couple of games. He finished the game with only 2 receptions and only 48 yards on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being panic. We might have made a mistake extending him. 1 being, I'm not worried at all. Brandon Ayuk going to do Brandon Ayuk things. What's your level of concern for Brandon Ayuk going forward?
I give it a 5. I want it's half because if he was there during preseason and practice, he would have been able to get some shine. But you know what I'm saying? Well, rush. It looks like to me. So I'm not panicking at all. You know what I'm saying? No worries. He's going to get his time when he's ready. When the time is right.
I like it. And a lot of people out there are sleeping on that young man, Christian Gonzalez. I'm telling you all right now, Christian Gonzalez is going to finish this season the top 5 corner. I'm telling y'all, that young man is special, and that's who Ayuk had to deal with. And don't take my word for it. Y'all go out there and y'all find y'all super analytics and all that stuff. They're going to come up and tell you the same exact thing I'm telling y'all right now. Christian Gonzalez is that dude. He follows the team's best corner already. That young man is going to be nice. He's going to be special. What kind of muffin you eating, man? Let me guess. Corn muffin.
Nah, mini blueberry. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my mom is allergic to blueberries. Those are my favorite because she don't ask for none. I like those too, man. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. All right, last question for you before I let you go. If there was one thing you could change about the Niners right now in season, whether it be personnel, coaches, anything, if there was one thing you could change about the Niners, what would it be?
Special teams.
Ooh, he went right to it. He went right to it. He tried to get me fired up, baby. Round of applause for that answer. I love it. Look, Melissa clapping. Look at Melissa clapping over there, y'all. Yeah. Yeah. That's the concern right there. That's got to be the concern right there. You want to change special teams coaches? You want them to make some changes? Like, what is it that you want to see? What are you not happy with so far?
We got to change. We got to get somebody in there to know what they're doing. I feel like we missed something. You know what I'm saying? We got to get somebody in there that's serious about that. We got to put money into these coaching. You know what I'm saying? We just can't be like, oh, we just can't just let it rock. We got to do something with that situation because it's going to cost us. I don't want it to cost us when the game matters.
Well, I told you guys that the special teams unit was going to cost us 2 games this year. We already lost one because of special teams. I'm chalking that one up to special teams. I got one already. They're going to cost us another one. They almost got us again today, right? Special teams literally cost us at least 7 points. I'm not going to say the Niners would have scored on that drive, although I believe they would have, but coming straight out of halftime, fumble, they scored a touchdown on it. Think about that, right? It was they only had 3 points. Opening kickoff in second half, Garindo fumbles, and they scored a touchdown on that following drive. So they had 7 points off of turnovers, and that turnover was on special teams. So, you know, it's gonna cost us, man. The NFL is a league where, you know, most games are decided by just one score. And so that one score that they just got could have cost us a game somewhere else down the road. So we got to get it together. I agree with you there, Z. If you want to let people know where to find you, anything else, let me know and let the people know. And then I'm going to move on. I'm going to bring up my man Stephen Fox after you.
I ain't got really nothing. You know what I'm saying? Whenever y'all go on, I hop on. That's where you can find me. Wherever Nothing But Niners is, we there. I'm there.
I appreciate the love and support, my man. All right, you be safe over there. My love to you and everybody else over there on your side of the phone, all right?
Thank you. Dark one out.
All right. Let's go, baby. Steve, you up next, man. I know my man Steve going to bring some heat. Where you at? Let me see. Drop Steve right there. There it is. There it is. Steve, what's going on, big dog?
Not much, Mike. How you doing? How you doing, man?
I'm okay. If I'm being honest with you, man, I got in very early this morning between 3 and 4 a.m. I drove all the way from North Carolina. We had to bury my grandmother this weekend. I rushed back to take a nap so I can come on and do the shows with you guys. There was no pregame show because I was still trying to get adjusted. I left some of my equipment down south in Carolina. The church that we went to, they had cameras and all that stuff, but the building, it's crazy how it works, right? The church got struck by lightning, and so a lot of their electronics didn't work. So they weren't able to stream my grandmother's service. But me being the person that I am, I bought all my equipment, the microphones, the cameras, and all that stuff, and I was able to record it. So I was here, getting the videos ready and all that stuff. And when I came home and unpacked and got ready for the pregame show, I realized I left the wire to my camera down there. I left the remote to my camera down there. And what we ended up having to do was I got spares for everything. You know, I try to make sure I got a backup plan for the plan. You know, you got to have a plan A, B, and C sometimes. Sometimes you need more than that. But plan B is working fine. You guys can see me. You guys can hear me. Grandma's laid to rest. But I am back with you guys. I'm back with my second family, you guys over here. Well, my third family. My in-laws are my second family. And then my 49ers family. So we are here, we holding it down, and the Niners got to win. So I'm trending in the right direction, much like the 49ers. Thanks for asking, though. I do appreciate that.
No problem. I'm sorry to hear about your loss. You know.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a philosophy. I don't know if the Niners have a plan for A, B, and C, but they should.
Oh, now you talking. Oh, now you talking to my soul. Now you preaching now. Uh-oh.
Yeah, they really got to figure something out for that because as the last person pointed out, and you also pointed out special teams.
Uh-oh.
Like, it's almost painful to watch. Almost too painful to watch special teams.
Talk your shit, man. Come on.
I don't know if it's more practice they need. I don't know if it's more what's it called? It's basics, going back to the basics.
Situational football, something. They got to do something, right? Like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
Like, you know, and you know, to your
needs to have something for special teams exactly to where they get back to basic football. Hold on to the ball with two hands.
See, you ain't lying right now, bro. And you know, you talked about having a plan B or C or whatever, and it feels like the Niners don't have that, right? Like, check this. Right. Check out what happened today, right? Check out what happened today. Isaac Guerrero fumbles, and what was plan B? They put Debo out there. The guy who they said was going to be out for at least 2 weeks, he rushes and comes back trying to help the team. He rushes and comes back trying to help the team. They start him at the running back position. He got 4 of the first 3 carries out the backfield. 4 of the first 3 carries out the backfield. And then when Isaac Guerrero fumbles, they put him back there in place of Isaac Guerrero. Right? They put Kyle Juszczyk as the return man on punts. I don't want 12-year veteran Kyle Juszczyk. I don't know if it's really been 12 years, but he's been in the league mad long.
Yeah.
He's been in the league mad long. I don't want him returning punts either. Like, we need a real backup plan. Maybe we don't need to bench guys because they fucked up one time. Maybe we don't need to bench guys one time. Like, where's the faith in the guys? I was happy that they didn't bench Mason after his fumble, right? They did pull him out for the very next play, but they did keep going to him later on, right? And that's going to be hard to do. It's going to be hard to just say, okay, Mason, you can't play no more because you don't have CMC. You don't have Elijah Mitchell. So they kind of didn't have a choice. Their hand was forced. But if CMC was healthy, if Elijah Mitchell was healthy, I don't know that we would have seen Mason anymore in this game because of one fumble. One fumble should not negate what a guy does regularly. You know, Ramondre Stevens, they said something about him having like 3 or 4 turnovers the last couple of games. He's still the Patriot starter. I didn't see them going to Hasty until he needed a breather. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have a real plan B for anything, especially on special teams.
And I got one question. When are we going to see, I think his last name is Callaway, out on the field?
Callaway. Oh, Cowing.
Cowing.
The rookie wide receiver?
Yes.
So people are telling me that he's a little banged up, and that's why we didn't see him much tonight. That's why he wasn't out on the return team. That's why they put Juice back there. But I don't know how true it is. When we get to the Kyle presser, I'm hoping that he can shed some light on that.
I was going to say, what was he banged up from?
I don't get me lying, bro. I don't know. I got to hear from Kyle so he can break it down for us.
Yeah, I understand. It was just I didn't really expect an answer, but I was just kind of, you know, I needed to say, like, I don't understand what he's banged up from, but you know,
yeah, it's a rhetorical question. I got you. Yeah. And it's weird because he was healthy last week. Guess how many offensive snaps he took last week? You
0.
guessed it, 0. Yeah. 0. Not a single offensive snap last week. Not one.
Speaking of last week, I have a friend who blames Brock Purdy for the loss to the Rams. And I asked him this. How do you blame a quarterback who went almost perfect, throw it to the best available option, but the guy just dropped the ball? Like I told him, special teams, wide receivers that cost us that game.
Yeah, that was on special teams, and that was on Ronnie Bell. I mean, there's no way around it. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, what I'm not gonna do is blame a guy for something that happened in the first, second, or even third quarter. because shit happens all game long. But what happens in crunch time and when you need him most, the team let him down. He threw to wide open Bell. He threw to the guy, and Bell dropped the ball. That's not on Brock Purdy.
And I think Brock Purdy's leading the league in passing yards right now too.
I know that he was going into this week. He had another really, really good game. I mean, he finished the game with another 288. So
he's number 2 behind Dak Prescott, but he only needed 230 yards to
surpass him.
Prescott, and Dak Prescott already had his game against the Giants.
Yeah, and he finished with 288.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. So we got the leading rusher, we got the leading passer, and we 2-2.
Right. I mean,
come on, man.
We should be 3-1, but it is what it is.
Come on, man. Not for nothing. Maybe it's because I'm a Niners fan. I feel like we should be 4-0. We should have beat the Vikings, and we damn sure should have beat the Rams. Like I don't know, man. I can't call it, Steve. But today, in this moment, I'm going to celebrate the win. Yes. I saw Kyle learn some new tricks. What did you think of Kyle throwing deep shots on not 1, not 2, but 3 consecutive drives on first down?
I like seeing it. I think it's something we need to see a little more of because Kyle doesn't usually do that. So I think that's a step in the right direction. I like seeing it.
It looks like the old dog is learning new tricks. And this is something I've been saying since preseason. He was allowing other people to call plays. He's learning things like that. I'm with you, man. I like seeing it. And if there's a game to practice and try some things out in, it was this one. This is a team that we should have beat with our eyes closed. We did handily. Were they perfect? Absolutely not. Anybody who was on the Patreon watching the game with us live, by the way, guys, patreon.com/NB9ers. It's flashing up on the screen. But if you guys were over there with us, we talked about it during the game multiple times. Kyle trying some new things, and I was happy with it.
Now, Mike, I don't know about you, but if there's one game that I want to see some, I guess you would call them trick plays, it'd be against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay, so here's my
verse, like some some kind of trick plays like double reverse or like something like that.
I mean, against the Chiefs in particular, unless they've practiced it a whole lot, I don't know if I want to see new trick plays. I do want to see them. I want to see Kyle get into his bag, though.
I'm not talking about new trick plays, but like
established ones.
Just trick plays that they have in their bag already, but disguised the plays.
There you go. Some misdirection and things like that. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm with you, bro. Yeah, absolutely. And that's when we're going to need the most because it seems like we kind of go a little vanilla over there. But at the same time, I mean, we've seen Juwan Jennings throw touchdown passes against them. We've seen Debo throw touchdown passes. Kyle does try. I won't, just sit here and say we lost so he didn't try. He tries at times against those Chiefs. He just comes up a little short every single time for some reason, every time. Spagnuolo just seems to get in his bag and he can't do nothing against it. I don't know, brother. I do have a question for you before I let you go. You've talked about some of your concerns. I want to know your biggest positive takeaway from this entire game. I mean, we got pick sixes. We got Bosa with the sack fumble. And Bosa, by the way, I know that the stats aren't going to show it, but Bosa was disruptive as hell this game. Bosa was all over the place this game. So what is your biggest positive takeaway from this game?
Biggest positive takeaway? I would have to give that nod to Nick Bosa.
Okay, I like it. Now tell us why. Let me first, before you do, let me play your horn for you on that one because I like that.
The reason why is because it seemed like the Patriots were starting to get something, going a little late in the game. But Bosa said, "Boom! Now
hold my beer." Yeah, watch this.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So. I like it, man. I like it. Steve, man, thank you so much for jumping in here. I appreciate it. I'm going to try to bring Daddy P up. It looks like he's got a good signal right now. I'm going to bring Daddy P up so we can get his thoughts. If you are staying for the rest of the game, for the rest of the show, that's cool. I'm going to bring my man Daddy P in right now. After Daddy P, I'm going to get to Kyle Shanahan, and then I'm going to bring the rest of the panel on after we hear from Kyle Shanahan. But Daddy P is going to be first. All right, Steve?
All right. Have a good one, man.
You too, brother. Be safe out there.
You too.
Daddy P, I can't take you off of mute. Looks like it's something that you have to do yourself. Take yourself off of mute, and then I want to hear from you, big dog. No. I said take yourself off of mute. You got to unmute it. Daddy, God dang. All right. Hold on. We're going to be patient. Melissa, stop it. I know you muted, but I can see you laughing. That's not nice. Damn, Daddy P is in here twice. Hold on. All right, so I got to remove this one. Let me see. And then I got to bring this one back. Dan, don't do nothing. Don't touch nothing, Dan. There he is. I got you now, loud and clear.
I don't know what's going on, Mike. I promise you I don't. I don't know what the problem is, but it's horrible on my end. Like, I'm constantly getting kicked out. Signal is horrible.
We got you loud and clear, but I got a question for you. It's random as hell. Why are your ears glowing? You like Rudolph the red-eared reindeer. Like, what is happening over there? Like, your earbuds glow, bro? Like, what is that?
I got my earbuds in, right? And they just flickering. But, bro, I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. StreamYard right now is garbage. I am constantly getting kicked out. I got a cool signal till I come over here. And once I come over here, then I'm out, I'm in. It keeps dropping. I don't know what's going on. They don't want me to talk. Right. They don't want me to tell the truth.
Well, we can hear you now, so the floor is yours. You tell your truth, and I'm going to let you go, all right?
All right. I'm not going to tell my truth because there's no such thing as my truth or your truth. Let's get that established right now. That doesn't exist. There's only the truth, and if not the truth, it's a lie. Let's make that the normal, okay?
Talk to him.
Let's make that the normal. Let's go back to where life was real and not everybody's objectives mean something. It don't mean nothing. You can have your opinion, and that's fine. That's cool, and that's all right. But your opinion don't make it a truth. The truth is the truth, and nothing else matters.
Keep going.
Our defense was a 5 on the scale of 1 to 10 as how they have played and what we expect out of them. This was mediocre. We shouldn't have never allowed them to score. The special teams is killing it. Special teams is horrible. Horrible. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Let's tell the truth about that. Now, I missed some of the game because I had to go get my shot. But when I came back, I heard that the special teams had a mishap that gave the other team a recovery.
So when they started the second half, we received the ball, and Isaac Garindo fumbled on the second half kickoff, and then they ended up scoring on that. So that was at least a 7-point swing. I mean, I don't know what we would have done, but at least 7 points.
So when I got back, it was 27-10. So we had already had the 27 going into halftime, right?
No, I think we only had 20 at halftime. Let me double check that real quick. But I believe we only had. Right. The Niners. Yeah, we scored 2 field goals in the first quarter. Second quarter, we had 2 touchdowns. Even though on one drive we had 3 touchdowns, but whatever. But yeah, it was 20. It was 20-3 at halftime. So you came back and it was 20-10, or maybe 27, because we did score a touchdown also. I don't know how late you got back in the third quarter.
Let's talk about that. I'm glad you brought that up, Mike. 3 touchdowns, 2 of them called back for penalties. We got to clean that up. These penalties is penalizing us because that's not 49 away. We don't allow that. We don't allow that. Now, let's be honest now. Let's tell the truth about it. These calls are really tic-tac early on in the season. They're really they're really juvenile in the approach because that holding on Kittle, how can you be holding when you're pulling away from somebody and you still got that jersey? You're not holding them. That's not a holding call.
How is it a holding when you're in front of the ball carrier? That's called blocking.
Come on. That's called blocking. And when he pulled away, yeah, he still had his little jersey in his hand, but he's in front of him. If anything, he was pulling him towards the guy that he was trying to catch, right? Because the guy that he was trying to catch was in front of him. So
even the commentator said you're allowed you're allowed to hold on to the jersey as long as you're not pulling them away from the ball carrier. So you're absolutely right.
Come on now, I get it. These are human beings. They are trying to work within the letter of the law. There's a problem with trying to work within the letter of the law because you're literally taking the verbiage without any context behind it. So we know that this is going to change and is going to progress as the season goes along. But that was 3 touchdown passes. Well, it couldn't have been 3, really, because it's only 1. If Mason got in, that was a touchdown. It wouldn't have been another one. It wouldn't have been the third one. So the 3 really don't matter. That's but the problem here is I was kind of upset with Brock throwing that interception. That was a bad decision on Brock. That was the only bad decision that I can honestly say Brock made. Kyle got a little too conservative. The team isn't executing at its peak performance, but there's hope. We have Jawan Jennings. Now, y'all listen carefully. We have Jawan Jennings emerging as a real weapon. Teams have to take note. When he's on the field, they don't just have Ayuk. They don't just have Kittle. They don't just have Debo. They don't just have a third in Jawan. They have a Jawan that is a legitimate threat on every down. So that's 4 weapons. Count them, 4. Mason is a legitimate threat on offense. That's 5 weapons. Our quarterback is one of the best quarterbacks statistically that has ever stepped in the league. That's 5 weapons. We got Trent Williams. That means only 5 guys. How many Pro Bowlers do we have on offense, Mike?
Don't get me
Name
lying.
one team that has as many Pro Bowlers on offense as we do.
You ain't even named Juice. I mean, look, the list goes on, baby. I mean, come on, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. You in your bag right now. Come on, P.
It's not because of Kyle Shanahan. It's because of the character, and it's because of the diligence of these men. These ain't just average guys. These are men that have a heart, they have a desire, and they have the drive to go out here and do things that are impossible. Kudos to Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch for going out and finding guys of this character that lays it all out on the line and that goes out here and performs at such a level that even our quarterback don't get the credit he deserves because he, in his second year, in his first full year as they starting quarterback, got a Pro Bowl, made it to the Pro Bowl. I don't know about Jalen Hurts, and I don't know about these other guys that's in the league, Josh Allen and all that. But what I can say is this. As a non-biased person, because I don't never look at things in a biased perspective, but as a non-biased person, I objectively observe things as they are. We have the most deadliest, the most dangerous, the most gut-wrenching offense on the planet. We have a quarterback that is so underrated and so overlooked that he is performing at the what's the word, that elite level that people don't want to give him credit. We have a quarterback on this team for the first time that when he lets the ball go and it's in the air, we don't have fear. We know for the most part it's either going to fall incomplete or it's going through a season. We don't sit there like that other guy that was here before him that wore the number 10. When he let the ball go, everybody butthole did like this. Ball traveled more than 4 yards in the air. What our butthole do?
You clinch up. Got tight, didn't it? Don't touch me, officer.
When Brock let it go, what we do? We lean back in the chair. We're not aware. We're not aware. That's the confidence. That is the difference between Super Bowl winners and Super Bowl pretenders. When you got a quarterback that lets the ball go and you don't do this every time, but you lean back in your chair because you don't expect a turnover, you don't expect that is the sign of an elite quarterback. That's all that matters at the end of the day. What is an elite quarterback? One is just so comfortable with when he throws the ball and it goes more than 4, 5, 6, 7 yards in the air. That's an elite quarterback. We have an elite quarterback. We have an outstanding team. What we're lacking right now, in my opinion, is that dog eat dog. Now they got fight, but there's the lack of the killer instinct. There's the lack of the Terminator identity. 30 is good. 50 points a game. To let it put everybody on notice. We're not out here to play a game with you. We out here to dominate you, to kill you, to put you under our feet, to let you know that we are the dominant force that stands above all things. Okay? Now, the things need to clean up. The defense needs to get better. Better at, that's fine. But these third downs, Mike, unacceptable. We are not getting off on defense on third down. We got to get off. They did. Mike. Don't lie.
They did. Wait, hold on. Whoa. Now listen. Now, I mean, come on. They were 5 for 17. I mean, that's less than 30%. Like they were good on third down today. They went for it on fourth down 3 times. They only got one of them. I mean, that's a grand total of 6 for 20. I mean, not for nothing, you could ride that to the Super Bowl. If that's the efficiency on third and fourth down, you ride that to the Super Bowl tonight.
What is the consistency throughout the season so far, Mike? What has been
you
our
changing
problem?
The story up. Hold on. Wait. Oh, wait. Hold on now. Now hear me out. Hear me out. We want to see them improve from game to game. Yes or no?
I want to see them improve from year to year. This has been has it not?
I mean, you kind of broke up. I didn't hear everything you said, but yes, it has been a concern for sure. Absolutely. Third down consistency and efficiency has been a very big concern. So I won't lie to you.
This year so far, starting off, third down was an issue. Last year, third down was an issue. The years prior to that, we were about 50-50. The last 2 years, third down is about the batter. Third down is where you can really put a team away. Third down is where you stop teams, where you shut teams out. First and second down, good. Third down is where you have the opportunity to make them punt, to make them have to play risky. Third down is key. First and second down is fine. Third down, find the sticks on third down. Third down is where you got to get stopped. I'm not expecting you to do it every third down. Short, that's harder to do. But we got 3rd and 11, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 15, 3rd and 18. This has been a problem. We've given up too much on third down. We got to fix that. What's the thing? We got to fix it. The only reason they got back in the game.
All right, P. Listen, big dog. StreamYard is hating on you again. You starting to break up some more? I think we got the gist, though. I think we got the gist. Is there anything you want to try to promote?
StreamYard hating on me. You don't want me to tell the truth.
There you go. Come on.
I love our team. Our team. We don't really have any worries. We don't have any real issues. We don't have any real concerns right now. We're righting the ship. We're getting people back. I'm concerned about CMC. I'm worried that the Madden curse, I never believed in it before, but my man got it. He started the year off injured and ain't been back since. And I doubt, here's something nobody wants to hear. I doubt CMC is going to play this year.
Oh, no, he'll be back. He'll be back.
You think so? He went to go see a specialist.
Yeah.
And he ain't even suited up.
He wanted to get back sooner. That's why he went to go see a specialist. It's one thing about being back and being back sooner, right? And so that's my personal opinion. I think he wants to get back earlier, faster than what they want. So there's certain practices that are legal in Germany that are not legal here in the United States, or that are not acceptable and approved here in the United States. So he went to go get something done that he can't have done here. And as far as a player, and CMC knows about his wear and tear and his age and all that stuff, I respect the guy that's going out there and trying to find alternative methods and procedures to get back faster. So that's a guy that says, y'all paid me, now let me help y'all get what y'all paid for. And there's nobody, I promise you guys this out there is nobody more disappointed about Christian McCaffrey being on the sideline than Christian McCaffrey himself. I promise you that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no doubt. No doubt. No doubt. I'm not really worried. Mason has really stepped up very well. He is the leading rusher in the NFL in 4 weeks.
Come on.
So have no fear. The 49ers are here. Debo's back. Kittle's back. Ayuk is emerging, although,
yeah.
Here's the scary part. We have now on notice for the NFL a Jawan Jennings, who has emerged as a legitimate number 1, number 2 receiver. That's scary. That's scary. When you have a guy that can come in and when we're down, he steps up because he's been this good all along. See, Kyle is smart. Kyle is so smart. We don't give Kyle credit. Kyle been saying for a long time, the only thing holding Jawan back is me. Kyle is smart enough to hide his secret weapon in plain sight.
Yeah.
All this talk about Kyle, fire this guy, fire that guy. Look, every last one of us, we're all fans. We love our team. We want to see us win every game. We want to see us go 17-0, win the playoffs, win the Super Bowl. That's likely not to happen, but we have the team that can correct these errors.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
And I'm going to end with this, and you can move on. Here's the truth. 49ers is the best team in the NFL.
Wait. I think you broke up a little bit. What'd you say? The 49ers what? I'm lying. You didn't break up. I just want you to say it again.
Team in the NFL. We have a quarterback that is easily in the top 5, if not the top 3 in the NFL. I only say that because Patrick Mahomes has been in the league longer and has done more. Lamar Jackson, not as good. Jalen Hurts, not as good. Josh Allen, not as good. Although Josh Allen, don't sleep on him, he's doing good.
Okay.
Now that they have a better team.
Yeah, all right. I'm about to say Josh Allen's doing more with less this year. But all right, I'm with you though. I'm with you. Hey, listen, I'm smelling the sauce cooking on the stove. I'm with you.
So hey, now I'm gonna pour the sauce on the chicken. Here we go. As long as we stay healthy, there's not a team out there that we should fear. As long as we stay healthy and we have Brock Purdy as our quarterback, who is smart, decisive, elusive, and precise in what he does. He makes the occasional mistake just like any other quarterback will. But hands up, if everybody that's here right now believes that watching Brock and the 49ers is more exhilarating and exciting quarterback play that we've seen since Joe Montana, Steve Young. Oh wow.
I'm gonna put my hand up. You ain't got to run down this list too much longer. I'm with you, cause I like what I'm seeing from young man Brock. I'm with you. I say give him the bag, and look at that, just like that, StreamYard kicked his ass right on out of here. See what happened when you say it's the last thing I'm gonna say and you keep talking. That's what StreamYard. I ain't do it. He's still sitting there just staring at us. He ain't saying nothing though. He froze. Listen, I'm gonna let him go. I appreciate it. Daddy P did his thing. Melissa, don't say nothing, because I know where you want to go. It is not the Juwan Jennings moment of the show. Melissa, don't you say a word. Don't you say a word. I know where you want to go. Right now, we got to hear from Kyle Shanahan.
Well, before you go to the presser, I wanted to get you to talk about Kevin Givens today, because you got a rock jersey. That's all I was going to say.
Because he got a what?
I said, I want to hear you go Givens before the presser, because jersey came up big today.
Well, listen, man. You listen. Kevin Givens was out there doing his damn thing. I have never seen an interior defensive lineman go out there and get 3 sacks before like that. I'm going to say it again, an interior defensive lineman go out there and get 3 sacks. They credit him with 2.5. That's cool. You got to share some of them. But guess who he shared it with? Another interior defensive lineman, Malik Collins. I mean, those boys on the inside, the 49ers defense in the last 3 weeks have a total of 17 sacks. I don't know if y'all realize that. I don't know if y'all know that or not. They have 17 sacks in the last 3 weeks. Huh? Hargrave, gone. Armstead, gone. These boys are out there doing their thing, man. Malik Collins is the real deal. I tried to tell y'all from the day that he touched down as a 49. I tried to tell you. Y'all didn't want to listen to me. Kevin Givens, he said, all I need is space and opportunity. And you don't even got to give me space. I'll take the space, huh? I'll take that shit. I'll take the space. Don't give it to me. I'll take the space. And those boys are out there eating, man. We can sit here and try to say, oh, well, man, it was just the Patriots. No, we did the same thing last week. Oh, well, it was just the Rams. No, you did the same thing the week before that. Those guys are out there getting after it. The 49ers are the real deal when it comes to this defensive line. Chris Kosaric, I'm going to still keep shitting on you. If me shitting on Chris Kosaric is going to get these kind of results, I will continue to call him the most overrated skill position coach in the entire NFL. These are the kind of results I'm going to get. Chris Kosaric, you fucking suck. You suck. You suck. Keep sucking and keep trying to prove me wrong with your defensive line. I'll take it every single week. Get another 6, and I'm going to tell you suck again. I'm not going to change my tune, because it wasn't until I started calling your punk ass out that you started making your guys show up and show. So I'm going to keep calling you out, Chris. I'm going to keep calling you out, you overpaid motherfucker. I'm going to keep calling you out. Bro. As long as it's working, I'm going to do my part. You keep doing your part. 17 in 3 weeks. Do y'all understand the pace that the Niners are on right now? Do y'all understand? That's over 80 sacks a season if they kept up and maintained at this pace. That is insane. That's insane. I'm not talking about blitzes. I'm not talking about disguises. I'm talking about the front four going out there and getting after it. They're getting 5 sacks a game in these last 3 games. Those guys are out there working. Chris, you trash. Keep being trash like this. This the kind of trash. They say, what they say, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Be my treasure, but you trash, bro. I'm going to keep calling you trash while you continue to be my treasure. All at the same time. I love you and I hate you all at the same time. You got me conflicted over here. You like a messy ex. You a messy ex. You did that one thing that I really, really like, but fuck you. You know what I'm saying? That's where I am with Chris Kosaric. I'm not changing. I'm not changing my tune at all. Chris, you trash, but good job. You trash, but good job. All right. I'm going on mute. We got to hear from Kyle Shanahan. Let me change the banner at the top. It is no longer victory shot time. It's time to hear what Kyle Shanahan has to say. I'm going to go on mute. Melissa, I want you to mute yourself as well. We're going to hear what Kyle Shanahan has to say about what we saw tonight. Hopefully we get a good injury report from our head coach here. Here we
go. But didn't feel like you could. But didn't feel like you could.
Prognosis on Elliott?
No. I mean, I don't think it was an ACL or anything, but it was just had some swelling and stuff, so he couldn't go.
I feel that defensive start helped you guys today, especially for the pick 6.
Oh, that was awesome. I mean, I thought the defense was awesome all day. Anytime you score, even better. But to start out the way they did, the first couple drives especially, scoring, Fred getting the score.
All right, this is what I'm going to do. They have the new one up where Kyle actually can be heard talking about the injury, so I do want to rewind it. I apologize. I don't give a fuck. They did it, not me. So this is what I'm going to go with here. I believe this is the one from Kyle for today, so I'm going to play this one instead.
Guys, injuries from the game. Fred Warner had an ankle, did not return. Kittle, ribs, did return. Jordan Elliott had a knee, did not return. Cowing, shoulder, did return. Conley, oblique, finished the game. And Juice went out there at the end with a shoulder. Go ahead.
Fred Warner and Jordan Elliott, do you have any idea of the severity yet?
I don't. I know Fred tried to go, came out in third quarter and tried to go, but didn't feel like he could.
Initial prognosis on Elliott?
No. I mean, I don't think it was an ACL or anything, but it was just had some swelling and stuff, so he couldn't go.
I feel that defensive start helped you guys today, especially for the pick 6.
Oh, that was awesome. I mean, I thought the defense was awesome all day. Anytime.
Mike, you're muted.
Thank you very much. Prognosis, he didn't really tell us anything that we didn't hear during the game, but there are some things to take away from it here. One, Elliott, he said it doesn't seem like it's season ending. He didn't use those exact words, but he said it didn't seem like it was an ACL, but we'll find out a little bit later. And the other thing was that Fred Warner did come out and try to go in the third quarter. And so that's kind of what my read was. I saw him continuing to walk around. I thought if it was severe, they wouldn't have had him walking around as much. While he didn't have a helmet, he did say that Fred tried to go in the third and just couldn't. This was a game that the Niners expected to go out here and coast in. So I'm glad that they didn't do it. I think that if it was a playoff game, they would have gave Fred some of that Michael Jordan special sauce that they had in, what's the name of that show? What's the name of that movie? With Michael Jordan, Space Jam. They would have given him some of that special sauce, special stuff from Space Jam, and he would have been able to finish the game. But Fred, they did the right thing by not forcing him to go out there and continue to play. And we're going to have to wait until they do some MRIs and x-rays and all that stuff to find out exactly what these issues are. But nothing seems to be long-term. And he even mentioned George Kittle missed a couple of plays because of the ribs, but he did come back and finish. So all good things there. That's what we want to hear. All right, Kyle, let's break it down some more. Come on.
Time you score, even better. But, to start out the way they did, the first couple drives especially, scoring, Fred getting the score, the 2 turnovers they created. I didn't get a look at all the stats, but I think they were really good on third down. Defense felt like dominated all day.
It's been so good for
so many years, but do you feel he's playing at a different level now?
I do a little bit. It's kind of hard to say that. I mean, he's been so good every year. So, but the way he started out this year, it's been a big time year for him so far.
Kyle, you went up top in this game. It seemed like 3 or 4 times. Was that part of the original plan, or was it something that they were doing defensively that kind of led to that?
I mean, it's y'all.
Yeah, I paused it because this is important right here. I've talked about it 3 times already in this episode, and I can't wait to hear his answer. Not once, not twice, at least 3 times. First down, shot down the field. We saw the big one of Debo to start the half, right? We saw the next one. I don't remember who the rest of them went to. I've been drinking. This is y'all fault for coming in late, making me take half a shots, Melissa and Betty. I'm talking to y'all. Yeah, y'all made me take a half a shot. My man Mike Ing came in here. I got to take another shot with him because the Mike saying, yeah, I see you, Mike. Shut up. I see you down there waving the glass, all right? I know I'm going to take another one. You got me, all right? But my point is this. We saw Kyle taking some shots early on first down, not third and long. Right? First down, straight out the gate when everybody, including myself, expect the Niners to run. Kyle, why did you do it? Was it something that they were showing, or was it something that you just simply wanted to try? Phenomenal question, because God dang it, I want the answer.
The original plan, or was it something that they were doing defensively that kind of led to that?
I mean, you always have that stuff in. Just, they play. We caught them in quarters a couple times on both those plays, and their safeties were down tight, and that's where the ball's got to go. And Brock made 2 good throws, and both the guys came down with the play. Had a third chance that was incomplete. Corner did a good job staying on top, but I think it was versus all the same coverages.
There were some good deep balls last season and the season before, but do you think he's better at that even now?
I think it's the same. I thought we had some better looks today on a couple of them, but no, Brock's done a real good job with that.
On the first drive, he had 2 third down scrambles for first downs, and then he eluded I guess a sack and then threw to Kittle for 15 yards. Is he better at decision making when it comes to when to take off, when to stay in and throw? I guess from his rookie year, obviously.
I think.
Okay, this question has so much potential. He was right there on the brink of asking a really good question, then he just finished it off and made it a dumbass question. Of course, Brock is going to be more decisive and discerning in his 3rd season as opposed to his rookie year. But the question should have been, you had some big scrambles on 3rd downs. Is this going to be part of the game plan, or is this something that you guys are thinking that you're confident in with Brock scrambling, or is this something that, he just made that decision and it was, something that you guys have been telling him to do? There was 3 different ways he could have went. The 4th way, not so much. He was right there with a good question for Kyle Shanahan, because the truth of the matter is, there were opportunities for him to run, and he chose not to. He ran all the way to the line of scrimmage and then did some bullshit 2 other times after the first down scrambles. So you had an opportunity to ask a really good question. I appreciate the attempt, but don't get how do you still get nervous and you talk to Kyle Shanahan 3 times a week? What do we have to do to get Eric Branch to be comfortable talking to Kyle Shanahan and we don't get these long-winded, jargon-filled questions? It was so close to being a really good slam dunk question, and then he tailed off right at the end.
I guess a sack and then threw to Kittle for 15 yards. Is he better at decision making when it comes to when to take off, when to stay in and throw? I guess from his rookie year, obviously.
I think he started doing it more last year. He's done it a lot this year. It's something he did in college a lot. I think Brock has just got the confidence on when to hang in there and try to make the play work, and when to break and buy time and try to make a play, getting people open later off schedule, or trying to move it with his legs. And he's done a hell of a job of that these last 2 weeks. If he didn't do that in the playoffs last year, I don't think we would have got to the Super Bowl. So I think he did it then too, and love having that asset of our offense. He's done a hell of a job with that.
The Correndo fumble, is that just a rookie play, or how do you chalk that one up?
I chalk it up to an NFL football player getting hit and fumbling it. I don't put it on being a rookie. You can fumble it whoever you are. It was a big fumble, especially opening up in the 3rd quarter. I think it's what gave them a chance. They answered right away. Biggest thing when someone has a turnover, you want the defense to go out and hold them to 3. I think they scored on a 4th down maybe. We had a commitment trying to stop an inside zone run, and they had a good play call getting out there to score. But we'll come back to them. But yeah, that was a big fumble.
Kyle, we watched the fucking game. What are you talking about? We'll come back to him. You benched the motherfucker. I didn't see him back out there. What does he talk? Does he think that we didn't see this shit? Did y'all watch the same? Melissa took yourself off mute. Anybody on the panel, take yourself off mute.
He didn't say we got back to him, Mike. He said we'll get back to him, meaning I'm not going to just throw him out. He'll be back one day. It's okay.
What the fuck does that mean? One day? Sorry, not to you.
No,
I'm not.
Down the road, future game.
What I found offensive to that statement was that for like 2 seconds he protected him, saying that could happen to anybody, no matter if you're a rookie or a vet. And then the very next breath, once again, he's taking it to the defense, saying it's their fault for not holding them to 3.
Come on. So he shits on the defense.
Again, he goes, "Oh well, it's the defense fault because they shouldn't have let them score the touchdown."
Right, but meanwhile, he said we had to commit to the inside zone, and they had the right play call. So that's not on the defense. That's on the defensive play caller, not on the defense. They did what the fuck they were supposed to do. They had the perfect opposite play dialed up. But don't sit here and tell me that play could have happened to anybody. He just got hit returning the ball, and it could have happened to anybody. But then we don't see him anymore. The very next opportunity, it's Debo out there. So you can't make it seem like, oh, that could have happened to anybody, but then that anybody isn't out there anymore. You got to pick a side. Your actions speak louder than your words in this situation, Kyle.
Y'all
Am I wrong?
Kyle, you know how long we been listening to Kyle, y'all?
He dances the flame, Mike. He always dodges and dances and weaves and.
At this point, I think we just got to accept the fact that Kyle's just not very good at the pressers some nights. This is an example right here.
He is not going to give y'all the Bible. He is not going to put his hand on it.
Did he pick up a Bible? Did this man just pick up a Bible?
Hey, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. I do. That is
I love you, Turtle. I love Turtle.
I want y'all to know that I tried really hard to not swear while Terradome had the Bible in his hands. I had to shut all the way up. I had to shut all the way up while he did that because I wasn't going to be the one. But I'm just saying I'm going to continue to call Kyle out when he says some BS. That was BS right there. He started good. He defended the guy, but your actions said something completely different, Kyle. You benched the guy. After he made one mistake, but you said it could happen to anybody.
Mike, when you put that ball on the ground, I can't emphasize it enough. As a coach, when I see that ball on the ground, I'm going to have the ASS. Trust me, there's no easier way to lose a game than putting that ball on the ground. And you got to do what you got to do. And get the guy out, cool him down, do something, put yourself together, get some Gatorade, get some soup, lemon juice, whatever it is. Get him out of my face right now. He's messing up. Veteran in there. That's why I put juice in it. Just catch the ball. I do not want a 99-yard run back. Just catch the ball because these yo-hoos can't catch the ball.
Here's my counter to that. How is he going to learn? How much more time do he need off? We can't learn on the job now with you fumbling it. You can't learn on the sidelines either. You can't learn on the sidelines either, Terradome.
Yes, you can. It is positive reinforcement. You get off the field right now because you done put it on the ground. It's like training your dog. If you crap on that rug, I'm gonna sit you on outside.
Wait. Hold on. Right? I'm gonna use your same exact example.
Go ahead.
When your dog craps on the rug, I'm old school. So anybody who thinks Peter, if you watching, I'm a fuck up. I ain't gonna mess up. I'm a fuck up. Peter, if you watching, turn the stream off. If your dog takes a shit on the carpet, what you supposed to do? You put their nose in it and you pop them. Bad dog, right?
Yeah.
You don't rip up the carpet. You don't stop the dog from walking. Wait, you don't rip up the carpet. You don't stop the dog from walking on the carpet anymore. You put his nose in it, you pow him, and you say, be better next time. But that carpet stays. That dog stays on that carpet. You don't remove the carpet and you don't get rid of the dog.
Okay, Mike, read into it.
They benched him, bro.
That is the sticking his nose in it.
No. Okay. So
he didn't throw him off the team, Mike. We didn't stop the game, Mike.
That's because you can't fire somebody in the middle of the game, bro. This team, they react so emotionally.
He's still gonna be on the team, but you got to train your dog, man.
Terradome, the training happens on the sideline immediately after the fumble. It happens on the opposing team's first down and second down and third down and their touchdown. It don't happen on the next kickoff when you put somebody else out there. He already understood, hey, I fucked up. I'm saying that they did too much. They put the dog in the kennel for the next week straight. That dog don't even remember the carpet by the time you let him out again. They did too much is my point. The coaching happens immediately after the issue. Am I wrong? Am I the only one that sees it this way?
May I add something to this, please?
I want everybody. I want to hear from Melissa, Dan, Terradome, Mike. I want y'all to speak. I'm gonna even bring Daddy. Daddy don't say shit because Daddy P, your shit be messing up. Wait till we get to you. We're gonna go Melissa. I want to hear from Dan. I want to hear from Mike, and then Daddy, and then Terradome. But tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like you don't got to bench that kid. They could have kicked it to the right, and he wouldn't even have got the ball anyway. So Melissa go first, then Dan, then Mike, then Daddy, and then back to Terradome. I think they went too far with the whole putting the dog's nose in it. They hit the carpet from him, in my opinion.
Okay. I think this is a big issue, and I'm going to agree with Mike, especially after what happened week 1. The way that we went after Jordan Mason for his comments on the field and broke that kid's spirit, they're going way too aggressive at these guys for stupid shit. Because you have Christian McCaffrey fumbles all the time. And you don't ever bench him. You don't ever pull him out of games unless his hammies are bugging him and he needs that bullet gun of his. Debo has constant turnovers. Brandon Ayuk has turnovers. People have drops all the time. You do not go and say, oh, well, that's him being taught something. Okay? Like, it's one thing when you want to say that Kyle goes too hard at the receivers because he was a receiver, so he has higher expectations. But the way that you build up a team is you're supposed to have the young guys back. You're not supposed to break their spirits and shame them over everything because then it's all going to be in their head. Oh my God, I got to do better than next time. I got to do this. I got to do this juke. I got to go get this more yards. I have to put the ball in danger because coach got mad at me last time and I got to really prove to coach that I'm not going to do it again. Like, you could do some serious freaking damage. We always talk about how people perform on the field, but there's also a mental part to this. Like, you cannot constantly just shit on everyone, especially in a year like this year where you have so many team injuries. You cannot risk anything affecting these guys that you're going to need throughout the year. Like, you're down to your studs at certain positions. Like, you cannot take the chance. And there's no guarantee that Christian McCaffrey's coming back. So you cannot risk these positions right now. Like, and the other thing to it, I'm really pissed at him that every freaking time anyone on offense or special teams fucks up, it's always the defense's fault. It's like you do one nice thing, and then you have to slap and bitch slap everybody on defense for everyone else's mistakes. Like, get their fucking names out of your mouth. If you're not going to be complimentary, just shut the fuck up and say it was a bad thing. We move past it. Like, stop taking your little tiny baby ass digs at the defense for, oh, they got a field goal. Oh, they got a touchdown. Oh, if I was in control, I would never let this happen. Like, Kyle, you let everything happen. And, I got in trouble with someone last week on Facebook when I said that this team sits on leads, and they're like, well, no, they don't sit on leads because the Niners didn't run the rest of the Rams game. I'm like, but that's what Kyle does. He gets these big fucking leads, and he just stands still the offense, and he just expects the defense to take over and just not break, and it pisses me off.
All right. Okay. The only reason I'm stopping you,
deflecting blame.
Listen, the only reason I'm stopping you. No, it's cool. The only reason I'm stopping you is because you were cooking with the special teams thing. I didn't hear him say shit about Schneider. I didn't hear him say shit about coaching on the special teams. He went to the defense, and he tried to make it seem like the young guys got to learn, but he put them on the pine. The only reason I'm stopping you is because then we're transitioning to another phase of the game and play calling on the offensive side of the ball that doesn't have anything to do with special teams. But I was with you 100%. I was with you 100%. I'm just telling you how I feel. Dan, it's your turn. Because Melissa said she agreed with me. Take yourself off mute, Dan. Your turn.
Okay, first of all, I apologize for the noise. That will come back from back there. Just some guys practicing.
Don't even worry about it. No. We got you.
Okay. I'm gonna say this. I partially agree with Terradome on this one. I really do. I think there is a lesson to be learned in this, because I was streaming it and I got mad about the way the fumble was, because he ran into the back of Sauter and he shouldn't have done that shit. He should have gone around him and he didn't. If he had gotten hit and he fumbled, I would probably lean with you, Mike. I really would. But because of the way it happened, he just straight up ran into the back of our guy, and that's how he lost the ball.
I see the difference. I already see the difference. You're worried about why the fumble happened. I'm saying the fumble happened. There's a difference. I don't care how it happened. He could have been running and no one touched him and he dropped the ball, right? Like, he could have been running and 4 guys held him up and then the 5th guy came in and punched it out. I don't give a shit. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I'm not worried about the how it happened. I'm worried about how you coach him up after that. Sending someone to the bench and taking away their very next opportunity does not give them the chance to learn from their mistake. Sitting on the sideline saying, hey, you should have held the ball tight in between the chest when you're running into the crowd between 2 arms and hold the ball up high, versus saying sit down and watch someone else do it. That's not the same thing. We're in week 4, guys. This is not preseason football anymore. We don't have backups. This team does not go out and draft kick return specialists. We are doing the best with what we have because this team doesn't value the special teams unit at all, in my opinion. I'm not telling y'all to agree with me. What I'm saying is they don't give a damn, so they're just putting people out there to see what they can do. And when one of those guys messes up, you have to acknowledge you weren't brought in to be a special team specialist. You were brought in to be a running back that we thought could be a weapon, and we're asking you to do this. And so if you're going to sit there and say, hey, you did bad, pow, pow, get out there and be better, he's got to get out there to be better, not on the sideline. He's not going to learn from his mistakes sitting down watching. He's done that his entire career. He's done that since the preseason. He sat down and watched film. He sat down and studied week 1, 2, and 3. Here we are in week 4. He makes one mistake, and now it's like, oh, you can't do it anymore ever. That's the part I'm saying I don't agree with. You get him on the sideline, you yell at him, you degrade him, you punish him verbally. The next opportunity shouldn't be the time that you bench him. Because just like Melissa said, Christian McCaffrey on the opening drive, we drove all the way down the field. We get in the goal line situation, he fumbles. Guess who started the very next drive as the running back? It was fucking Christian McCaffrey again. They didn't say, hey, the next running back opportunity, it's not going to be you. What's the difference? How else do they spot? Maybe I'm wrong. Who's next? Mike?
How long Christian McCaffrey been in the league, y'all?
A proven mechanic, a proven asset to the league.
Oh, so that's what y'all doing with it.
And Isaac Garendo is what? Has he been doing this as long as Christian McCaffrey and got his offensive player of the year and led a team?
Not at all.
And okay, it's a little different. When I get these rookies messing up, dude, the only feasible and classy thing you can do to a millionaire working man in sport is snatch his playing time right now.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
You don't cuss people out on the sideline. This is the NFL, son. That means not for long. That means the highest of the high. We don't do that here.
Really?
I tell you how bad it looks. Did you see how Sean Payton degraded Russell Wilson? I think it was last year. You see how bad that looks? You don't do that here. All you do is tell this rookie going over there to the sidelines, I don't want to see you right now. We will revisit this in film or in practice.
Okay.
In a week.
Mike, what do you think?
Wait. But here's my rebuttal to that exact statement. I'm not gonna move the goalpost at all. I'm with you up until one point. How many times has Christian McCaffrey fumbled on the opening drive of a game?
Rarely.
It's at least 3.
4 times.
No, come on, 4? Yeah. It's 4. Yeah. That was all last season. All last season.
And he ain't take Christian McCaffrey out.
But that's my point.
Okay,
that's my point.
McCaffrey is the offensive player of the year and has been here for years.
Okay. And is Christian McCaffrey the same guy? Wait. Is Christian McCaffrey the same guy if he don't continue to get the opportunities? No. So you got to let them learn. You got to put them back out there. You think they went to the sideline where Christian McCaffrey was like, hey, good job, great fumble? No, they said some negative shit to him and they put him right back out there. That's my point. But Mike, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be upset with the young man.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem I'm seeing is that this guy's a rookie and he's not going to get most of the carries. Those are going to go to Deebo Samuel and Jordan Mason as of right now. So I don't see why it really matters at this exact moment in time. What do you think? Besides, what do you think he's going to do with practice all week? This guy's gonna go through practice after practice to not fumble the ball, and he's gonna get. And if he does, he's gonna get punished for it.
He's gonna be like the program with Darnell Jefferson, and he's gonna have that ball with him at all times. And I want everybody to poke at it when you get a chance. It's called corrective training.
Mike, let me say this. There's a complete difference. There's a huge gap difference between Christian McCaffrey and a rookie. Christian McCaffrey has been for anybody that is multiple dog owners or a person that has multiple children. You punish your children differently depending on the circumstances. The older children that have been in your system, when they make a mistake, you chastise them completely different than a younger child that hasn't been in the system long enough. The younger child has to understand the example. You're going to give a more extensive punishment to the younger one simply because they are younger. They need more discipline to bring them up to a certain level of understanding. So,
man, I hope your signal cut out. Shut up. Nah, because you're telling the truth. Nah, I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. I like the way you broke that down. That was good.
You have a younger child. They don't know as much. They're not as knowledgeable. They're not as experienced. They're not as acclimated, right? So if the older child makes a mistake, you understand that they know that you made this mistake and how you made the mistake. The younger child doesn't really completely understand. So sitting him down is like when you're, as the example you used earlier about the pup that poops on the carpet. What do you do to that pup? You put him in the cage. You set him in the cage for the one poop. The older dog, you put their nose in it, you give him a little snap or pap or whatever you do, and you let him go. Because that one understands more than the younger one. The younger one still has to be brought along, has to go through these experiences to understand. There you go. So
I can't argue against logic. You bodied me. You got me. I digress. Y'all are right. I'm telling y'all got me.
Can I add just one more thing though, real quick?
Absolutely.
Okay, forget the Christian McCaffrey thing, right? They broke the spirit of Jordan Mason week 1, just for one random comment. Okay, and seeing this feels a lot like that. And not only that, but this team has this way of kind of getting in guys' heads, and unless you have like a really strong mental fortitude, it can really frig with you. Like Ambry Thomas would get chance after chance, but as soon as that first mistake happened, it would constantly be in his head, and he constantly be freaking out anytime he made a mistake. And that's the only reason why I bit back at this, because I'm really afraid with the way that the injuries are going that this could be another one of those situations.
One sec. Who is leading the league in rushing yards right now?
Jordan Mason.
His will is not broken. He just got chastised.
Oh, stop it.
He got chewed out.
Oh, stop.
I'm talking about Garendo, Terradome. I'm not talking about Mason.
But you did. No, you use Mason as an
Mason
example.
in your reference.
I used it because what they did to him week 1 was not.
Their will
okay.
not be broken. It's just
how long
got you, Melissa.
Mason been in the league?
Being young right now.
Watch
you
this.
got a mistake. Here's your chewing out. Let's move on. And he been running the rock ever since. He's our go-to.
Melissa and P, I got both of y'all. He's been in the league longer. He knows the system better. Blah 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 blah. And Melissa, to your point, they did break his will. Here's the difference. They had nobody else in the running back room to lean on other than a rookie Isaac Garendo or somebody else they brought in. The Niners didn't have a choice but to put Mason back out there. And to Melissa's point, if they did have another viable option, CMC, Elijah Mitchell, or even if Matt Breida had made the team, y'all not going to convince me that Mason would have came back out there after that bullshit comment that he made, that he didn't even know he was making a mistake. And that's Melissa's point. Her point is, although they're all rookies or they're all inexperienced, the Niners are playing this detrimental thing with these guys' mentality and their mindset. And you can't just treat everybody the same. P, you said something that is very true, right? I got 4 kids.
I know where you're going.
I got 4 kids. And one of my kids, I can give them a look. They'll never make that mistake again.
Right,
Another one of my kids, I got to say, go stand in the corner for the same mistake that the other one made, because everybody's different. The Niners don't have that mentality. They say, oh, you fucked up, go sit down. And what she's saying is that in and of itself could be detrimental. Everybody's not the same. Ambry Thomas is another person that she mentioned. He will have 3 games good in a row. Mess up one time and you don't see him for the next 3 weeks. And that's her point, is that if they have another viable option, then they'll just move on from you and treat everybody the same. They couldn't do that to Mason. They didn't have Mason fumbled tonight and was right back out there 2 plays later.
And
we've never seen that.
If it was so just not going to happen, then why was it such a big talking point on every single podcast the following week after Mike had his accidental, drop on nothing, YouTube?
That shouldn't. Yeah.
That we were all joking around, and not really joking, as a matter of fact, by saying that maybe Tebow or Kyle Juszczyk have the first snaps at running back, because we thought that was going to be another thing of them punishing Mason for that comment.
Right.
I'm not saying that y'all aren't making any points. I'm just saying this concerns me, especially this year with all the injuries, and the mental health is becoming a bigger and bigger issue. You can't just say that everyone's supposed to take it on the chin and just get over it. This is how we should do it for every single player.
Well, yeah, and to everybody's point, who said that? Go ahead.
And Daddy P. We all know about Kyle Shanahan and him with rookies, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we know
absolutely.
that he is very strict when it comes to rookies. These are the newborns. He's very strict with them. The reason he's very strict with them is because when you have your older children, you lead them in charge. They lead by example. If the younger one makes a mistake, now what we're really doing is kind of putting this overload on these mistakes of these younger people. Now we're talking about Garendo, who's a rookie.
Absolutely.
And so, as a rookie, there's a bigger discipline level that goes along with rookies. Let's take and Terradome can appreciate this. Let's take Adam and Eve in the garden. Eve made a mistake. Adam was in charge.
Yeah, not guilty, but responsible.
If you look at the punishment between Adam and Eve, whose punishment is worse? Adam had to go toward the land. Eve had to endure pain. And her offsprings had to endure pain and suffering. It didn't extend past Adam. With Adam, it was, you're going to have to toil the land. Eve, you're going to have to suffer with birth, and you're going to, and your offspring are going to have to suffer from your punishment. So I say all that to say this.
With the rookies, there's going to be a much more extensive punishment because you're younger and you don't really fully understand the extent of what you did. The older ones do. Say a rookie will fumble or make the mistake, and the rookie will immediately, as a youngster, you immediately try to turn the page. As an elder, you try to learn from your mistakes and you try to figure out what it is that I did wrong to try to press forward. Now, is it fair? It's not necessarily fair.
It's not about being fair. It's about trying to send the message the right way. I get all that. And I think everybody made phenomenal points. And like I said, I threw my hands up. I said, y'all got me. I got it. Here's my one thing that really bothered me with it all. Who was the replacement for Garindo on the next opening kickoff? Y'all ain't even catch it because it went out the end zone.
Debo.
It was fucking Debo, the guy we just got back off of the fucking injury report. Like, that's not, like, I'm not risking Debo's health on a kickoff because a rookie fumbled the ball. Like, where was the mentality? Like, all right, I know I'm digging deeper. And I don't want y'all to think I'm moving the goalpost at all. I promise you that. Because when I said I threw my hands up, I meant it. I understood exactly what y'all was saying. Different strokes for different folks and different levels for the people who have been here before and those who haven't. So I absolutely understood it. I think the whole panel made some good points. Mike ain't even say nothing. Mike's just sitting there scratching his beard. He like, yeah, it's, it is what it is. It's cool. It's cool. But I think we all did a really good job breaking that down there. I thought that was phenomenal. Round of applause to all of y'all out here who took participation in that part. Y'all did good. Y'all bodied that joint. I'm happy that I like that. I like that a lot. Let's go, baby.
I got one more thing that I just want to say where I'm coming from all
it is not poem time. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Yes, it is. So Mike, I really think that was the right thing. I really think that wasn't a terrible decision by Kyle. I didn't think it was terrible because I'm a big Nebraska fan. I love Nebraska football. I went to the first game this year. Our starting running back, who is a freshman for Nebraska, Dowdell, he fumbled once in the game, and they kept him out there, and then he did it again. Well, they took him out. He didn't take another snap for the rest of that game. He hasn't fumbled since. So I think this is the same. I think this is the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at it.
I really
Exactly.
think that there
I'm not
is
mad at it.
a teaching moment. I don't think they're gonna go yell at him like they did with Jordan Mason. I think that I don't think they're ever gonna do that again. I hope they never do that again. But I really don't think it's the same thing.
With everything in life, you can go back to the 23rd Psalm. He says, "Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me."
Comfort me.
With everything you go through in life, the rod symbolizes instruction, or the rod symbolizes
that's discipline.
Direction, and the staff symbolizes instruction.
Direction and guidance. Yeah.
You will learn by putting your hand on that fire that it is hot and it hurts and it is pain, and you won't do it again.
And here's the difference. I got an older cousin that touched a hot pot. Guess what I never did? Don't answer. Don't answer. Just let it cook. Just let it cook. Don't answer. We're going to get back to Kyle. All I'm saying is, and that's what Melissa's point was, not everybody is created equally. That's all our points were from the beginning. Everybody don't have to go through the same thing if I saw somebody else do it already. That's all we were saying. But again, I think we all body that. Phenomenal job by the whole panel. I love it. Absolutely love it. We're going to get back to Kyle because we got 8 more minutes. All right, here we go.
Just a rookie play. How do you chalk that one up?
I chalk it up to an NFL football player getting hit and fumbling it. I don't put it on being a rookie. You can fumble it whoever you are. It was a big fumble, especially opening up in the third quarter. I think is what gave them a chance. They answered right away. Biggest thing when someone has a turnover, you want the defense to go out and hold them to 3. I think they scored on a 4th down maybe. We had a commitment trying to stop an inside zone run, and they had a good play call getting out there to score. But we'll come back to them. But yeah, that was a big fumble.
The video of BA Friday throwing his shoes and stuff didn't look awesome. Are you surprised that he cared that much about his shorts?
No, I'm not. Didn't know you guys had it on video. That stuff happens. I mean,
Does it usually happen that a player would throw a shoe because he had to change shorts?
I didn't see what he threw. Maybe he was just joking, laughing about throwing a shoe. Maybe he didn't like his shoe. I didn't interview him about his shoe toss. But I hate some of the clothes I got to wear out there also. But it is what it is.
On the interception, Brock kind of just threw it up there for maybe Brandon to make a play. Is that?
Nope. Gonna stop it. This was okay. I'm gonna let y'all know. So my grandmother, I told y'all about the service and everything already when I was down there. I just drove back from North Carolina. Her first service was on Tuesday. Okay, so my family has a graveyard down in Carolina. She wanted to be laid to rest next to her parents. But for the family up here in Jersey and up in the Northeast, we had one service on Tuesday. The next one was on Saturday. And so I was out of tune with a lot of stuff. But the Nothing But Niners group chat was going crazy about this one thing. I saw cursing and everything, and my reception was terrible. I didn't know what was going on. And I watched this video and couldn't believe that that's what was being discussed. We, as a fan base, made a huge deal about somebody changing shorts on the field. Mm-hmm. Like, and y'all tell me I reach by breaking down pressers? Mm-hmm. That's what we made a big deal about? The shorts that he knew he wasn't supposed to wear and had the right colors on underneath, he was prepared for already? That's the shit y'all made a big deal about? And now we asking the question about it after the game, the following game that we won. We still talking about that shit at the presser? Y'all asked the head coach about a man's shorts?
Short gate.
Petty.
Short gate. This was the dumbest shit I have ever seen in my entire life. They said he threw a temper tantrum. If any of y'all out there have ever tried to kick some clothes across the room, y'all knew exactly what that leg swing was. Y'all knew what that leg swing was. That wasn't no fucking temper tantrum.
It's a weak ass kick. That's what it was.
If it wouldn't have, I would have believed it was a temper tantrum.
That's all it was.
Right. The shit slipped off of his foot before he could swing his foot the right way. And they were like, oh, well, what about the gloves? He took the gloves off. Y'all ever worn gloves and tried to do something? You can't feel the difference between layer 1 and layer 2. Anybody out there who has ever worked with gloves on their hands knows the difference, and you can't feel the difference between layer 1 and layer 2. He ain't want to be out there in his drawers. That's why he took the gloves off before he took the first layer off. And if y'all thought for a half a second that he gave a fuck about them red shorts, why'd he have the black ones on underneath? He knew he wasn't supposed to wear them. He just forgot to take them off. He forgot to take them off.
The way I look at that whole situation, it was so comical. They made it out to be way more than it was supposed to be. It was Kyle walked up to him, said something to him about it. He did not throw a fit. He was just exercising his ability to just be comical in that moment.
Yes.
It wasn't anything as severe as they made it out to be. I mean, the man sat there. Look at his posture when he untied his shoes. You ain't got to take your shoes off, take them big old baggy shorts off. If you really wanted to be throwing a tantrum, you would have just threw shorts off it.
Or if it was a tantrum, here's the thing. All of us, well, I won't say all of us. I don't know everybody on the panel. A lot of us on here have played some form of competitive sports. When the coach pitches you off, you stay in the practice field or you walk to the sideline and you throw your temper tantrum. The temper tantrums happen on the sideline. This motherfucker want me to do this and do that, blah, 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 right? I'm a star. Now you're going to have to run a couple plays without me if I'm mad.
Really mad.
If I'm mad, right? But what did he do? He stayed on the field of practice, took the shit off and tried to kick it to the side so we can get back to practice. That wasn't a fucking temper tantrum. Like that, I can't. Yes?
Do you think this even would have been a story if Brandon Ayuk wasn't struggling right now? And sat out and demanded the money and then was not catching balls. Like
absolutely,
this would be like one random thing that goes on like GMFB where they made like fun of Kittle making fun of the presser with the sneaker game. Remember, it was like one non-story that had one little blip and then it would be gone. But because Brandon Ayuk right now is having a couple of drops, first time issues. That's now a story. And like I said, there's always that one random stupid thing in Kyle's pressers after games where they just like ask the most random dumb shit just to try to get a reaction. It's just
that was petty as hell, Melissa. asking that question was just trying to fill some airspace with something ridiculous because, Brandon Ayuk is a attraction for conversation. And if we see him doing something, we're going to report on it and make it bigger than it was. If he was, the man's shorts was so baggy, he could have undressed on the field without ever having to take gloves off, shoes. He untied his shoes. This was not a tantrum. This was just a man that was just kind of just going along with the
coach.
The aspect of, he said something to me, so I'm finna just kick these shorts off. And then, that's the one thing that I really hate about people trying to have conversation topics without actually having a topic to talk about. This was a ridiculous question. Had nothing to do with the game, had nothing to do with the sport, had nothing to do with about anything. It just simply was a person piggybacking off of, we had so much to talk about with Brandon Ayuk, and here's another opportunity to capitalize on something Brandon Ayuk did. Sit down, shut up, and move forward. Let's talk about the game. Let's talk about what matters. That don't matter. Everybody else been asking questions about significant things. And you're gonna come up asking about,
you're gonna come in here asking about a man's shorts.
with his shorts. Get the hell out of here. Are you grown?
Shit I ever seen.
Are you grown?
I would say, I would feed right into it. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I'll go right there. Well, the short shorts. Remember,
I don't get it, man. I get irritated really when it's all this just talk.
I wish Kyle Shanahan.
Let's talk sports.
I wish Kyle Shanahan. Drama. Listen, I wish Kyle one day would just take the bait. I can't believe he did that with those shorts. What was he thinking, taking those gloves off and all, blah, blah, blah. I wish one day Kyle would just go out there and just take the bait. Just low-hanging fruit. And they'd be like, is this the response you want, you dumbass? Is this what you want to talk about right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, after the game is over, we finally get a win. We on a 2-game losing streak. We break it. We win 30-13. You want to ask me about shorts from practice? This is really what you want to talk about right now? Hey, what are you wearing underneath your pants right now?
From what, 5 days ago?
Yeah, but
Mike, come on, man.
If he did that this week, it would just be clipped off with the one little stupid comment, and then it'd go viral everywhere else, and the context would be lost.
Oh, for sure. That's going to happen no matter what.
I'd be concerned.
I can almost guarantee you the clip about him answering this question is somewhere on X right now or on Facebook. I almost guarantee it. All right, but let's keep the party rocking because I am dying to hear Dan's poem. I know we got a lot more to get to. 7 more minutes. Y'all ready? We good?
Yes, sir.
Okay, here we go.
That was a big fumble.
Now, the video of BA Friday throwing his shoes and stuff to look awesome. Are you surprised that he cared that much about his shorts?
No, I'm not. I didn't know you guys had it on video. That stuff happens. I mean,
Does it usually happen that a player would throw a shoe because he had to change shorts?
I didn't see what he threw. Maybe he was
didn't throw shoes either. I don't remember seeing him throwing shoes.
I didn't see that either.
I didn't interview him about his shoe toss. But I hate some of the clothes I got to wear out there also. But it is what it is.
On your reception, Brock kind of just threw it up there for maybe Brandon to make a play. Is that something that's in the system, or is that you would prefer that throw not be made?
No, I don't want him to throw into double coverage. But there was a busted route on the backside. It looked like BA was going to be alone. It was man coverage, and someone ended up in the wrong spot. So there was a guy Brock wasn't expecting to be over there because we should have distributed the field a little bit differently. But I didn't like how late it was. I didn't throw really in the rhythm of the play, and had a chance early, but it didn't have a chance late, and that was a big turnover. It was one of the reasons they had a chance to get back in it, but our defense held up strong.
One thing I'm going to give Kyle credit for really quick, the first year that we had Brock Purdy playing, he really coddled him at these pressers. He defended him. He made it sound like everything he was doing, he justified a lot of it, not saying that he was perfect or anything, but he justified rookie mistakes and learning the system and so on and so forth. Last year, some of that carried on and continued. This year, he is holding Brock responsible and accountable for I didn't like how late it was. He shouldn't have thrown it into double coverage. I understand why he did it. It was a busted coverage, but somebody was in the wrong spot. He just threw it too late. I like that he's holding this young man accountable, because if you're going to be that $60 million guy, you got to be able to take this. You got to take it from me. You have to take it from the media and all that. Yep. I love that Kyle is doing this now before the paychecks come in that are going to be, hey, we got to get rid of those two guys because you got this paycheck, and I need to know that you're not going to fold when these hard-hitting questions come in here. Kyle is going out of his way multiple times this season to throw some salt in Brock Purdy's eyes, and I like it. Not saying that he's against Brock Purdy at all, but once he gets this check, the gloves come off, the coddling stops, and he is going to be held accountable for his decisions when he makes those decisions and everything that he does in that field, for better or for worse. So I love that Kyle's doing that right now, this early into this season. He's been doing this for multiple weeks now.
It's needed. That kind of thing is needed.
Brock in his playing right now is in adult lessons. He's a teenager. He's not a baby like Arindo. He's a teenager now. So we're going a teenage quarterback. And before I give you the keys to the car and the bank account and everything else, I need to know that you're going to stand tall in some tough situations, young man. If Isaiah's watching me, if DeAndre's watching me, if Kennedy's watching me, this is how it's done.
Yeah.
I
like it.
I also think that he's doing it now because this is the first year in Brock Purdy's career where there's never been a question about anybody else being quarterback.
No, last year there was no question.
Last year, I agree, Mike.
There was that preseason thing with Trey Lance.
They released the story last year about how they were looking at Tom Brady and asking him to come in. There was that stupid thing that I think Mayoko was pushing with Jimmy Garoppolo coming back from the Raiders. There was the whole same area thing where Sam Darnold was going to take over. This is the first year where it's just Brock,
Melissa,
and
Melissa,
I
don't think anybody took that seriously.
Right.
I really don't think anybody took that seriously.
I'm just saying I appreciate it though. Like it's finally just him, and now he's being treated like any other starting quarterback should be treated.
I agree with Melissa on that. I do. It is because Brock is the guy now. It's undisputable.
Right.
And so now that Brock is the guy, there is a certain level of discipline that goes along with it, like we discussed.
Accountability.
Right.
That's what we're looking at right now.
And we're really looking towards that autonomy to where Brock can get to the line of scrimmage, know all of Kyle's plays, don't have to listen to where he want to go with it. And I see that I got it too high. I'm going to change it on mine right now. We need to get to that.
You listen to what Kyle said, right? He said there was a bust in coverage, but he was just
speed up
late.
the play clock. You waited too late. Yeah, speed it up.
You waited too late, and that's the only thing that he really gave him a lash for was. And you paused for a second too long to make that decision. It was a good call. It was a good play but it was a tick too late, and you allowed the guy to get back
and what that is coaching from the podium.
Right.
Brock's going to hear that assessment of him. He's going to hear the compliment, and then he's going to hear the negative on it also. And that's something that Brock's going to have to take into account.
Best part about it is when Brock is going to be asked this question, he's going to say the same thing.
Exactly.
Too late.
And we on the same page. All we got to do is just like practice. We walk through first, then we're going to speed it up to an aggregated thud. Then we're going full speed, guys. Y'all move the dummies out of the way. This one's going to be full speed. So you know it's coming.
Well, where did you go wrong? And Brock will say, I was a tad late making the decision to make that pass.
Right.
Where last year or the year before, Brock, it wouldn't have been the same kind of disciplinary action. It wouldn't have been the same response simply because you're not progressed. You haven't matured enough to recognize and understand this. What we're missing is what's being said in between the lines. Brock made a good decision. There was busted coverage. He was just a tad late. That's all that he's really saying. See, we can't really take what's being said at face value unless we really look in between the lines and really understand what is really being said. We know how communication works. We understand that what's being relayed may not be preferable to my ears, but if I listen attentively, I will hear what is really being said. That's where productive communication works. And in today's society, we don't really have productive communication. What we have is listening to respond instead of listening to hear.
Yeah.
So if you really heard what was really being said there. Yep. And the best part about it is going back to the disciplinary actions between a younger person and older person, Brock knows where he made the mistake, how he made the mistake.
Full circle.
Right?
I like it. I like it.
Whereas Garindo doesn't really understand.
Man, stop dumping on my man Garindo. Let's go, man. No, I don't want to hear it.
Had a chance early, but didn't have a chance late, and that was a big turnover. It was one of the reasons he had a chance to get back in it. But our defense held up strong.
Trust to believe.
Oh yeah. A lot, but is Juwan playing with just a different level of confidence this year?
I don't think so. I think
Juwan. This is the same Juwan was always been.
He's always like
good
that.
Answer, Kyle.
You guys know how I think how Juwan
Hold
is.
on, Melissa. I'm going to give you your moment. I swear. Don't say nothing.
Best assets. He's a very talented player, but Juwan never feels he can be denied. And that's why he's been so important to us over the years.
You're going to call plays based on obviously what your quarterback can do and do well. At this point, is there any plays that you can't call for Brock?
No, I don't think there's. No, I think Brock, since he's his first game playing here, there hasn't been a type of play. I mean, he's very good in the drop back game, play action game. He's got the bootlegs and stuff. We don't call too many like zone read and things with him. I think he'd be capable of it, but we're not trying to make a living off that. But Brock has been one of the most consistent players in the league since the first game he's played.
Yes, he has.
No. That wasn't the fucking question. The question was, I'm going to give you guys layman terms. Does Brock have full autonomy? Are you comfortable with him executing the entire playbook? He told me, yeah, since his first game here. No, Kyle, no. No, I remember his first game, Miami Dolphins. Come on, bro.
The bootlegs and stuff.
Stop it. Listen to the question and listen to the answer. The answer was not the question that was asked. Like, Kyle, what are you saying, bro? We know. Brock is not the same guy he was from the very first time he started for the Niners. Stop it.
Obviously, what your quarterback can do and do well. At this point, is there any plays that you can't call for Brock?
At this point, meaning now, the progress. Kyle told me from the first game you've been the same.
No, I don't think there's. No, I think Brock, since he's his first game playing here, there hasn't been a type of play. I mean, he's very good in the drop back game, play action game. He's good on the bootlegs and stuff. We don't call too many like zone read and things with him. I think he'd be capable of it, but we're not trying to make a living off that. But Brock has been one of the most consistent players in the league since the first game he's played.
It seemed like you guys dialed up more blitzes than you usually do. How much of that is a result of Javon being gone, and how much is just kind of the opponent?
I think all of it. When there's a lot of run blitzes in there too because of how heavy of a run team they are and stuff. But I thought Nick did a real good job today. I thought the whole defense did really good.
Off in the starting lineup, do you think he was ready for it? Was there a need there?
Mustafa? Yeah, we thought he was ready for it. I mean, when him and Gio were going, we started rotating him a little, I think the second week. So he's been doing awesome in practice. We started to mix him in there in game 2. I think Huff came back in game 3, so we didn't need to do it. But when we found out Huff couldn't play today, we knew he was next man up.
What's up with Bunga to playing today, and is this something you think is going to linger?
I don't think so. I mean, it's, we thought he would play today. But we knew it would be a game time decision. He got here early, he worked out, and he didn't feel like he could go, and I'm really glad that he didn't.
Kyle, what do you make of Mason? I mean, it's rare for a running back to go for 5 yards a carry, and this guy's doing it in almost every single game he plays.
I mean, JP runs so hard. When you commit to the run and he gets a number of carries, it's just eventually he's going to get them. He just apologized to me before I walked in here because there was a couple he missed, which is the type of guy he is. There was some that he left out there, but there's also when I feel there's nothing there. And he also always gets a lot more than I'm expecting. So he's been a stud this year. He's been a stud every time we've given him the ball, and he's really taking advantage of his opportunity.
Oh shit! Y'all didn't even. Oh my God! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Did you hear what that man said?
I thought about it.
Did y'all hear what that man said? Oh, he said Mason apologized to me before I walked in here. Huh? Huh?
Yeah.
He apologized to me. He averaged 5.1 a pop tonight and apologized to the coach. I could have done
5
more.
yards of carry, and this guy's doing it in almost every single game he plays.
I mean, JP runs so hard. When you commit to the run and he gets a number of carries, it's just eventually he's going to get them. You know, I mean, he just apologized to me before I walked in here because there's a couple he missed, which is the type of guy he is. There was some that he left out there, but there's also when I feel there's nothing there. And he also always gets a lot more than I'm expecting. So he's been a stud this year. He's been a stud every time we've given him the ball. And he's really taking advantage of his opportunity.
I'm going to shut up. I'm going to let it go.
Evan Anderson got a fair amount of snaps today. What were you seeing from him that allowed him to get bumped up today, and how do you think he did?
I mean, that was just because of injuries. It was next man up. You know, we had 2 guys on practice squad, and they battled it out all week to see who would get the run, and he won. And he's going to be part of that 4-person rotation. And then losing Jordan Elliott in the game made it much more important because you only have 3 left, and that's why you got to play probably more than we expected him to.
Mike, hold up real quick.
Like he did a good job out there.
Did y'all see Evan Anderson? He was on the stat sheet. And I said, I didn't see an Evan Anderson. I don't know about an Evan
94 was out there.
They had him at 69.
No, I was about to say he was 69. Yeah. Yeah. He got a sack. So I remember during the game, I was like, wait, who was 69? I had to go back and pull up the roster when that happened. He made 2. That stood out to me. There were 2 plays.
A couple of plays, yeah.
2 plays.
Yeah. There were 2 plays that stood out to me. Okay. Let me pull up the stat sheet. Hold on. I know he had a sack because I was like, who the hell is 69? But I think there was another.
I got it here too. I didn't know who that was. I didn't see it, but
no, I remember seeing him and I was like, who was 60? I had to go back and put 69. I was drinking. I'm sorry, but the number stood out to me. The number stood out to me. I was trying to figure out who was that freak out there. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of pause out here.
Hey, listen, I didn't. I was trying to make it unpausable, but no, he did his thing out there. And think about this. This is a guy coming off of the practice squad that battled it out with somebody else. Like he almost wasn't active today. Right. Man, and you go out there and you get a sack when you get your opportunity. These guys, him and Sam O, right? These guys.
I saw Sam O 91. Yeah, Sam
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Where's that round of applause at for these young men?
Categories. He was in solos. He was in sacks. He was in tackles for loss. He was in QB hit. And I was like,
they played phenomenal.
What did I miss?
Yeah. Okay. And I was very proud of him. But no, so I get it because if you blink, you miss it, right? We're talking about 3 individual plays that he stood out on, but I'm telling you, there was a play. I was like, who is that? Who is 69? I said it during the Terradone, you was in there. I'm sure you heard me say who was 69.
I don't remember seeing 6. Sometimes I had to mute you because you was doing a little too much, man. You be playing.
I'm sorry. Music and stuff. Yeah, I be my
sound
sound
effects.
Like
you're not like us. I was like, you playing that thing again. They not like us. They not like us.
I be partying on the Patreon, man. I be trying to have some fun over there, man. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. That's what we're here for. So,
Mike,
but yeah, no,
you never have to apologize for being Jersey.
There you go. That's how we get down, right? That's what we do over here. So,
never
but no, I was very happy
for
the young man.
But he had some sweet sneakers, and those were from a guy from Virginia. Continue on.
Okay. All right.
It's always good to get some young guys some experience.
You see Brock swag out there with the red Adidas?
I mean, 6 sacks and so well against.
I mean, from what I saw out there, it seemed like they dominated the run and the pass game. So I was really excited with them, especially losing Hargrave last week. We really needed to step it up, and then losing Jordan in this game too just made them down a man. And I thought they played well throughout the game, first quarter to fourth.
You want to be 50-50 run, pass. You always say that. Understanding. I've actually in the past, does Purdy's success make you think, yeah, we can go for a little more? I think you were 60-40 pass most of this game until the end when you're running it. Is it a case where your quarterback allows you to think, oh, you know what, let's just start throwing the ball a little more?
Yes, but I mean, I think that's how we've been since really he's been in or gotten in. It took a couple weeks to realize that, and but usually that is how it works out. You know, especially a team like that, the way that they play up front. You know, they have 6 guys on the line of scrimmage a ton, which you can run the ball versus that. But if you just think you're going to do it on every first down and second down, you're going to be a lot on third and longs and have some 3 and outs. So you got to mix it up. And, you know, get them on their heels, make them play some other stuff. And that's why we had to throw some of those posts today. Just the guy.
Another nope, I won't call it a dumbass question. Another silly question by the media. Oh, well, you were 60-40 for the most part, but then at the end you started running the ball more. What do teams do with the lead, dumbass? What do we do week 1 when we had a nice dominant lead? We run the ball to get the time off the clock so we can go home, right? That's how you end up 50-50. Right?
Isn't Jimmy threw the ball 8 times in a playoff game? Run the ball more.
But what do you do when your team is down? You pass the ball, right? You end up 50-50 because you're in control, right? So 50-50 is the end result. It's not what happens in the first 2 quarters.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how it works. It's at the end of it all. When it's all said and done, if we end up 50-50, that means that we did something good through the duration of the game. That's the goal. That's the end goal. He said, did you hear the question? Never mind, man. See, it wasn't a dumbass question. It was a silly question. These people just don't. They don't.
Question, Mike. You're right. It was a dumb question.
All right. Okay. I thought maybe I was being a little too harsh. Thank you. Okay. Come on, Kyle. Finish
they
it.
had on the line of scrimmage, how tight their safeties were. And usually when you do that, you get guys backed up. And when your defense plays like they were, then you can usually close it out by running the ball and trying to make sure to keep it a 2-3 score game. And I think all those carries was a good example of how that's not always just an offensive stat. That's a huge team stat.
Bosa had a lot of almost sacks there in the second half. He finally got one. Were you happy for him? Did you see the effort he was making?
No, I wasn't happy for him.
Exactly.
Come on. Times.
Stupid ass
get
question.
The strip and stuff, but I haven't seen really anybody just pull him down with one arm. You got to hit him square, and that's why he's one of the more competitive guys I've seen play that position. And
were you happy for Bosa with the sack
down.
Fumble? No. Like.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love it.
Hey, these dumbass questions, man. Like, oh, were you happy for Bosa with the strip sack? No, I thought that was terrible. What the fuck was he supposed to say? Am I crazy?
Like, these guys are so afraid of saying anything, like a single word out of line to piss off Kyle Shanahan. Like,
right.
I hate Grant Cohn. I have no respect for the man, but he's like the only one that goes in there fearlessly, and he doesn't care who he offends.
No. Right. And like, that's what
He's
I tell people all the time.
He's the only one. Like, I can't stand him, but at least he has the balls to be in there and be like, I don't care what you think. I'm going to ask what I want to ask, and then I'm going to go.
There's an appreciation for the asshole mentality, right? Like, it's like, you know, sometimes people have to say this, and you guys are going to pussyfoot around it. Let me go ahead and do what I got to do, right? And so I do have a level of respect for Grant Cohn. Do I like his methods and all that stuff? Like, when he just randomly posts in the middle of the game, Kyle Shanahan is 0 for 22 when he does this, like, that's different, right? That's where you find the dislike. But when it comes to the questions and asking, and like, Grant, he's going to say what needs to be said, even if people don't want to hear it, especially in the middle of a losing streak. But tonight, I didn't hear Grant say anything. So, guys, here we're going to provide some structure now. I want my guy Mike to speak. He hasn't said anything all night. I have no idea. His phone's got to be plugged in. Otherwise, he'd be down to 12%. So I want to hear from my man Mike. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the screen like this. All right, Mike, you coming up.
Let's go, Jersey.
Following Mike, I want to hear the poem. It's going to be poem time. And I'm going to continue with the positivity because I know Melissa has been bubbling for weeks. For the last 2.5 weeks, we have one receiving leader on this team, and I know that she is going to explode if she doesn't release what she's been trying to release. So we're going to start with Mike, and then we're going to go to Dan with the poem, and we're going to respond accordingly to what everybody has to say, and then we're going to give it to Melissa, and then we're going to open up the floor for a nice little round table discussion, and we're going to wrap this thing up, all right? And I am not in a rush. We're not in a rush, okay? So, Mike, I got to hear from you, big dog, man.
Let's
you
go,
say
Jersey.
whatever the hell you want to say. Mike is in the building. What's going on, big dog?
First of all, I don't have to say nothing. I'm the silent assassin. I just sit here and do what I do.
Baby.
That's number one. Number two, this damn shot's been sitting over here for like
Hold
an hour.
up.
I'm doing one with you,
now.
Mike. Let's
Come
go,
on,
Jersey.
baby. Come on, baby. You wait, no, motherfucker. I was going to pour one up with you. What you doing?
You don't need to.
Nah, yes I do, man. You know, hey, listen. I've said it over and over on this show.
Because it was at 20% a little while ago.
Yeah, so
Let's
listen,
go,
man.
Mike.
I told y'all
Mike's
there's two
plural.
There's two different types of people I ride for all the time. You got to have a name, Mike, or you got to be from Jersey. This guy is the doubleheader right here. He's both. Mike, I'm taking it with you, bro. Whether you want to or not, I'm right here with you. Anybody else want to get in on one more?
Let's go. I got another
Let's
one
go.
for you.
Uh-oh.
I'm a Mike too.
Come on. Come
My
on
name
now.
is Miguel,
Where
so
we
I'm
at?
Mike too.
Let's do it.
Hold them up, baby. Huh? Dan got another propel over there. Let's go, baby.
I told you
and
I'm
gonna
gonna go get another one.
I do it.
And I'm gonna say the poem. Through the lips and past the gums. Watch out, tummy. Here it comes. Let's go, baby.
No. Yum, yum.
I'm so glad. All I got to do is inventory tomorrow. All I got to do is count. All I got to do is count tomorrow. Tomorrow's inventory day at the office. All right, Mike.
Here, it's okay.
Don't get the
the
count
floor
wrong.
is yours, big dog. Go ahead, Mike. The floor is yours.
I don't even know what to say. We won. That's good. I'm happy.
Oh well, then I'm gonna ask you some questions if you don't know what to say because I'm gonna fire him at you. You sure?
I guess.
All right. Are you concerned?
No.
What would you do with Aaron Banks? This contract year. All right. He had a penalty or two this game. I think one of them was declined. I think one of them was accepted. My question to you is this:
Didn't he have a false start?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. He definitely had a false start. My question to you is this, though, right? Aaron Banks could get a contract. Everyone's saying we don't need to do that because we got Dominic Pooney, but then that would create another hole at the right guard position. Would you let Banks walk, move Pooney to the left, or, hear me out, call me crazy, keep the good offensive lineman that's been really hard for the 49ers to find in Aaron Banks, maybe lower the contract while you keep him, and keep the rookie? What would you do with Aaron Banks?
That's a good question. I would keep him.
I would
keep him.
Over Jalen Moore, absolutely, I would keep him. But unless he wants like big money, and then you let him walk, just like in Tomlinson.
Aaron Banks is not going to get big money.
Nah, he's
Whoa.
I'm not saying that he won't.
Stop.
But
wait.
We also thought that McGlinchey wasn't going to get paid the way McGlinchey got paid. Like
exactly.
At the end of the day, with the Niners system going all over the league, like let's be real, like there's a very good chance whether we think him deserving or not, that there are people who will snatch him up. And you know, there are teams like the Giants that have been like so beyond desperate at offensive linemen, like they'll pay just about anybody if they have to.
I get what you're saying, Melissa, but there's a difference between edge guys and interior guys. Aaron Banks, don't get me wrong, Aaron Banks is a decent, solid guy. He's not great. He's not amazing.
Hold on now. He's better than decent. Okay, there you go. He's good. I'm about to say he's better than decent. I'm not gonna let you just do that to him.
When I say decent, I mean for the aspect of, because we got a Trent Williams on one side, right?
Don't do that.
All star, right? And when you're looking at that, you're talking about a one of few. How many interior guys actually ever are talked about as being upper echelon guys?
There's a couple.
There's a couple.
But here's my only pushback to that. Mekhi Becton just got onto his second team and screwing over his second team because he can't stay healthy. And yet he got paid by Philly because they were beyond desperate for somebody. That's all I'm saying. Like
I get what you're saying.
The very fact that the majority of the time Aaron Banks is healthy is going to get him paid somewhere, whether it's here or elsewhere. It depends on if he's going to want to be a Niner or if he wants to be paid, because those are two separate things.
Okay, well let's look at contracts. Interior guys, interior offensive linemen don't get paid bags. They might get a bag.
What have you been paying? No. Are you okay? You had one too many shots today, because you have
what
not.
Interior offensive lineman is predicated high regard.
You want to play this game? I'll pull it up.
Watch Hard Knocks this year. The Giants and Jets were trying to outbid each other this year because they had nobody to fill just their starting rosters, let alone their backups. I'm talking about one example though that was a nationally televised thing where the Jets and Giants, who share a stadium, were so beyond desperate that they were trying to outbid each other and were strapping themselves at everything else because they were that desperate for offensive linemen.
You don't even have to look at just those two franchises. Offensive linemen, the pay is going up, but more importantly, there's some guards that are getting paid like centers were just 3 years ago. These positions have changed, bro. The top guards are getting paid tackle money. There's Chris. You know who Chris Lindstrom is? He's getting $20 million a year, bro. He's getting $20 million a year.
Mike.
You got Landon Dickerson getting $21 million a year. These guys are getting big money at the guard position. They're paying these guys.
Wasn't Zach Martin paid at guard too, Mike?
Come on.
Okay. Well, all right. So we know the positions that are held at high regard. Center, tackles on offensive line, centers and tackles. Pretty much the only guys that are really held in high regard. Those are the only guys that are really getting paid big money. Now,
I think you're tripping.
$20 million is a lot of money to us.
Listen to me.
But here's the difference. The Niners don't value the center position.
Wait, but even if they do, he's still wrong. The highest paid center in the league is only getting $18 million a year. I told you two guards, okay, but guards are getting $21 million a year. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You got an $18 million for the top guy in the NFL at the center position. The next guy is down to 13.5. They're not guards. Way down. When you look at the guards, in order, 21, 20.5, 20, 20, 18.5. These guys, the guards are getting more money than the centers. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't know that I'm letting Aaron Banks just walk.
Each and every year, Mike, there are positions that are elevated. The quarterback position is always going to be one that's going to be highly elevated above others. The wide receiver market just exploded this last season. And although I don't agree with the fact that players are getting paid simply because the market says this is what they should get paid, that's the premises. So when the guard position starts to go up, they said, okay, well, this is the market. Doesn't necessarily mean that that's their value, because we have Dak Prescott being paid $60 million a year, and none of us would agree that Dak Prescott is a great quarterback.
That's not. But that's you moving the goalposts. We talking about what he's gonna get versus the question I asked Mike was, what would you do with him? Right? If I'm I want Mike to answer the question before we jump into it, and then we'll come right back to it. I promise. Because what you think someone should get versus what they're going to get because of the market once they hit free agency are two very, very different things.
Very different.
So I want Mike to answer it, and then we can have a roundtable discussion. Once it's time for roundtable, I'll change it to this view right here. But I want to hear from Mike, and I want to know what he would do with that guard position in particular.
Take control,
Let's
Mike.
go,
I like that.
Mikey.
I like that.
I thought I did answer it and say that I would keep him. I thought I said that already.
Oh, I didn't hear it. It was a lot, so I didn't miss it. Okay, so you would extend them.
We have some good linemen. I want to keep the good ones.
Thank you.
Okay.
Go, Mikey.
And so with that said, right, and this goes back to what Pete was just saying, right? The market is the market. None of us in here thought that Brandon Ayuk was going to get $30 million in February. You don't want to know why? Because $30 million would have made him a top 2 paid wide receiver. However, once you wait until April, May, June, July, August, and then early September, $30 million made him only top 5, top 6.
Mm-hmm.
The market changes very quickly in the NFL. Mm-hmm. So, back to Mike again, would you pay him during the season? Would you try to work out something now as opposed to waiting until the offseason and right before the tampering period when he officially becomes a free agent? Would you do it now in season, or would you try to wait?
I mean, it makes sense to do it now in season. It's definitely going to be a lot less money than it will be later.
Talk your shit, baby. That's it right there. That's it right there. That's it right there. And I think everybody on this panel would agree with you. Get it done earlier so the money doesn't go up more. Now, I'm not done with you, Mike. Don't put yourself back on mute. Oh, we're gonna have a conversation. I want to hear from you. It's not often I get to hear from my Jersey people. So it's three of us on here right now. I'm gonna hear from y'all, okay? I got some more questions for you. I want to flip it to the defensive side of the field. Fred Warner didn't play the entire second half. How'd you feel about his replacements? DFF went out there and did some things. Campbell went out there and did some things. I want to know how you feel about the Niners defense in the absence of Fred Warner.
I mean, they did well enough to be all right. I mean, we didn't fall apart while he wasn't in there. I could say that. I didn't really pay too much attention except for DFF getting hurt. But other than that, I didn't really notice it.
Would you say that Fred Warner by himself is worth a touchdown given up a game, like his value?
What do you mean by a touchdown given up a game, Mike?
All right, so in the first half, the Niners only gave up 3 points. In the second half, they gave up 10. Same 3 when Fred was in there, but the difference is Fred not being there, we gave up 7 more points. Do you think that Fred Warner's value is saving the Niners or removing 7 points from the Niners' opponents? Do you think that Fred Warner is worth more or less than 7 points a game? Is he by himself a 7-point swing player? And then I want to hear from the rest of the panel.
Well, that's a weird question anyway, because, I mean, the only reason why they gave up 7 points is because they fumbled near the goal line.
Talk your shit, Mike.
I don't think so.
No, I agree with Mike.
So you think that had it been a regular drive, we still wouldn't have given up those 10 points?
I don't think so. Not in my opinion.
Did you see a significant drop off in play?
See, that's what I want to know. That's there you go. Ask the question, P. Because that's what I'm getting at.
I didn't notice it. That's what I'm saying. I didn't notice it.
But it was a significant drop off in play to make me think that if they didn't have short field, that would have been the outcome. Because his replacement also made a stop in the backfield shortly after, right? If I remember correctly, he tackled the runner for like a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, that was a tackle. Absolutely.
Right. So
what y'all are saying is Fred Warner's overrated.
No,
I dare you. Wait.
Hey, I was coming. Hold on, Mike. I was gonna throw in this. I don't know if y'all remember or not, but Fred Warner scored 8 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's what I was
Come on, that's 14 points. Talk your shit. Yeah. Now we cooking.
Can I just say one quick rebuttal to all this?
Come on. Yeah.
Okay, I am not in any way saying that Fred Warner is anywhere near not deserving of credit. I think it's a bit too blown up right now, in my personal opinion. But did you see how the defense clamped together when he got out? And they started playing really hard, and they weren't being uber gashed. They were playing their gaps. They were doing their jobs. There wasn't anyone in the middle trying to get all his fancy stats and punch outs and interceptions. There was nobody running into each other. They just clamped down.
What Melissa is trying to say is they became fundamentally sound in the absence of Fred Warner.
I want to ask
you know what it reminded me of? Mike, it reminded me of that game where you remember Dre Greenlaw got ejected stupidly by New York because Herbert was rolled into him. Even though Jimmy Ward had his legs and it shouldn't have been happening, but it happened anyway. Or like last year where Drake Greenlaw got thrown out because of the stupid big dome crap.
Yeah.
I think that is what I've been missing for the last 3 weeks. Even in the Jets win, the defense was just surviving. They were just really flat. I even got so mad yesterday, Mike. I called them a bastard defense that was a mix of the Cowboys and the Giants because I was just so beyond
She got to go. She's not going to compare my Niners to the Cowboys and Giants on my stream. She got to go. She's been blocked. I'm kidding. I'm bringing her back. She's there. She's there. But she's not going to just call us that.
No, but I was saying that I was frustrated. That's why I said that. And it was just in a chat.
No, I understand. No, I know.
But that's what I was happy about, because like I have no faith in Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles. I think he's an absolute liability, especially with the run game. And so,
but did you feel that way tonight?
No, but that's my point. Like, I think they played better without Fred. Now, I'm not saying like that's like a long-standing thing that's going to do well for us in the future, but I'm saying as of tonight, I'm really, because we've been clamping on DFF, we've been clamping on Campbell, and the very fact that they held it together.
Yeah.
And even after DFF was getting hurt, Fred was right there, right up in Tatum's face, and he's like talking him through what has to happen for the rest of the game when Tatum Bethune was going to come in because they lost another linebacker. Like, I'm just saying, I appreciate the way they reacted as a squad. They had each other's backs. And we've been missing that at defense.
I want to say this. Well, one of the key things that anybody who's ever been in a supervisor position or anything, when you get an underling, you want to impart your wisdom to them so that when they come in, it's either improved or it's seamless. You don't have a drop off. What we saw tonight was that transition, right? Because Fred is not gonna be there 5, 6, 7 years from now. Now, what I do want to say is this. I hear you, Mike. I hear you. What I want to do, the question I want to ask is this: if Fred had to miss the rest of the season, would you feel as comfortable?
Okay, now we cooking. Okay, so hear me out. Hear me out. Told you guys about my situation this whole week. Had to go down to Carolina, blah, 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 blah. I was off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and even tomorrow. I'm technically off.
My point. You could have proved my point.
No. Oh, no. I'm about to blast you. So you stay right there. Matter of fact, I'm going to put you on the big screen. You stay right there on your pillow. I hope your armpits don't stink because I don't want you smelling must on your pillow later on. You stay right there, okay? Because here's the thing.
Oh, my gosh.
You said you want them to improve or stay the same in your absence, right?
Right.
As a supervisor in my job, I got 27 guys that report to me. 27 guys that report to me directly.
Mm-hmm.
I was off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and technically tomorrow. I'm going to work tomorrow. I'm going to remove my PTO and bereavement request, and I'm going to work to do inventory tomorrow.
Okay.
But here's what I did on Friday. Here's what I did on Saturday. Today, not so much. I was getting phone calls. I was getting emails. I was getting Teams messages, all this stuff, all the time, nonstop. Mm-hmm. I left my job with 5 emails to read unread. If I open up my phone and show it to the screen right now, y'all wouldn't believe me, but there's over 700 for me to respond to. Over 700. I've got 400 plus text messages I need to respond to, right? I sent that screenshot to my supervisors. This is how important I am. Do I want them to improve? Fuck no. Do I want them to maintain? If I give my team the people to go to, if they know who to talk to and who to reach out to, I want them to be able to sustain and maintain our normal level of business. Do I want it to go as smoothly though? Maybe I'm being selfish. And y'all tell me I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I threw my hands up once earlier. Y'all got me earlier. I don't want them to be better in my absence because I want to prove my value to the people who are watching, the people above me. Fuck the 27. No insult to those guys, but fuck the 27 under me. I'm worried about the 3 people over me. I want them to know I have a certain level of responsibility. I want them to know that I make this part of the business run smoothly, right? So when I got all these missed calls, I got all these text messages, and I sent them screenshots. And I said, hey, these guys are reaching out to me nonstop. I'm at my grandmother's funeral. Y'all need to reach out to them and fix whatever their issues are. You know what they said to me in response? Mike, I apologize. We told them that you were off and not to bother you, and they're still reaching out to you. We have to do better.
Mm-hmm.
That's told me that now my superiors value me at a different level, just a little bit, at a different level than they did when I was there, and they didn't know how much I deal with on a time-to-time basis.
And I just want to answer that by saying this. That's important to Mike and Mike alone.
You fucking right.
Right?
But
so
yeah, hell yeah.
That's only important to you. If it came down to the company, what would they want? Would they want to depend on you solely, or would they want a guy that can come in and fill your shoes? Because eventually, one day, Mike is not going to be here.
Okay.
As the company, as the organization,
it's round table time.
That's an Army thing. I mean,
it's round table time.
If
it's round table time.
If Sarge gets shot and break his leg, what do? All just stop fighting?
Right.
Nah, man.
As an organization, I don't want to have to depend on Mike. As an organization, I want to depend on my team to fill in when Mike can't be there. I dare
the five of y'all to lie to me right now. I dare the five of y'all to lie to me right now.
I will be just as selfish as what you're saying when it comes to me, because that's my security. That's my protection.
You damn right. Now I got to prove my value.
That don't have anything to do with the team at all, because my security and my protection, just like when they go to contract negotiations. In contract negotiations, they don't care nothing about the team. It is all about me and what's for me and what's best for me and mine. But
you're damn right.
At the end of the day, the organization will never value, any company will never value the individual more than the organization.
I get that.
Ever.
And so here's my point. With everything that you're saying, while I agree from the company's perspective, I agree. But in this moment, today, I need them to see and understand and acknowledge my supervisors can't do what I do. There was not a single person that I report to that could have finished payroll tonight like I did.
Right.
There's not a single one of them.
49ers team that can replace what
Fred Warner. And that's my point. Hey, I was going I was going for 3 days.
Organization problem.
I was going for 3 days and the company didn't sync. However, if I was going based off of today and for the next 2 or 3 weeks, that company's going to have some hiccups.
Right.
They're going to have some issues. Not saying that the company's going to fold, but there's going to be a couple of setbacks, and they say that's Mike's value.
Well, what's
that
one
right
of the
there.
things that they're
Wait,
not going
hear
to
me
be
out.
able to do, Mike?
Wait, but hear me out. That right there is what makes Mike worth $120,000 a year. Right.
But what's the difference here is this, Mike. If Mike has to be out for 6 months, do we just want a guy that's going to come in and maintain what Mike did, or are we looking for a guy that is going to elevate beyond?
Then it's time to invest. Now it's time to train somebody, which costs money. Now it's time to hire somebody, interview somebody. All that shit takes time. All that takes money. You know, it costs companies more money to hire somebody than it does to keep them for a year on salary. Does anybody out here know that? Like this is how it works in these big billion-dollar corporations. That's how it works.
So Fred Warner has a value. Fred Warner has a value that is
absolutely
unmeasurable at this point. He is the best linebacker in the game.
Add something in that's just totally different.
Hold on, I'll let you go. But however, that guy's not going to be there forever. He's not going to stay there forever. God forbid Fred Warner gets a season or career-ending injury. We will, as fans of this team, we will all be worried if Fred Warner can't step out on the field. We will be concerned, right? So
you would think.
What do we really want? We want a guy that's not only going to come in and can do what he did. We want a guy that's going to come in and that can excel beyond his point. This goes
but that's
back
not how
to
it starts.
This is not how it starts, because you're going to have hiccups.
No.
You're going to have interventions. You're going to have issues. You're going to have a learning curve.
In his absence, you don't want somebody that can do what he does. Otherwise, you would think that he was replaceable. Fred Warner's not a replacement level player. Fred Warner is exceptional in his role. You want someone who is going to be serviceable. You might not be on his level now, today, day one. However, down the road, maybe you can get there. Fred Warner wasn't on Patrick Willis's level when he was a rookie. Fred Warner wasn't on Navarro Bowman's level as a rookie. He had to get there with time, experience, right?
Right.
That's cool. That's with every company. But in a short moment, it would be unrealistic to expect someone to come in and do everything and provide everything that Fred Warner does. It's unrealistic for anybody in my company to think that Mike is gone for a week and everything's going to run exactly the same as if he was here. And if it did, then Mike's not doing his job, and we should look at him moving on from him, because now he's just taking that $120,000 a year.
I'm going to take your example. In a week, 1 week, we shouldn't see any significant drop off.
Come on.
If anything, we're looking at just a learning curve.
What do they say about backup quarterbacks? A backup quarterback is supposed to be good for 3 games consistently. Just 3.
3 games consistently.
And all they want him to do in those 3 games is go 2-1. They don't even want him to go 3-0. Any backup quarterback in the NFL, they want you to go 2-1 in a 3-game stretch.
This guy to come. We're expecting our guy to come back. But in this case where we're talking about the NFL, a career that's not for long, a career that's not for life, but it is a short-term position.
Yeah.
You came into your position. I know that I've been following you for a long time. This is a fairly new position for you as far as where you were, a couple of years ago? A year or so ago? Yep. Right? Yep. You filled the shoes of a guy that was there before you. You don't necessarily know what he did and how good he was before you, but you came in with the attributes to be able to at least maintain. That's why they hired you. They said, Mike, we think that you could at least maintain the level of what he has going on right now.
Yeah.
But we expect that you're going to progress,
improve,
further.
and
we don't
progress.
Want to stay right here. We want to go
That's
further.
Right. You damn right.
That's with any business. We don't want to stay here because what do they say? You're either moving forward or you're moving backwards. So we're looking for a guy that can come in as a gap fill right now to maintain this position as it is. If you couldn't do that, what would they have done? They would have replaced you.
Or they wouldn't have a choice. But they would, but then they would calculate for losses or setbacks along the way.
Exactly.
The Niners aren't in the business of setbacks and losses along the way.
Can't
so
afford
that means that Fred Warner is.
But they also understand in this industry, Fred Warner can be going tomorrow.
Yeah.
Mike,
can I now have my
going tomorrow.
pitch?
Right. Did you call me a bitch?
No, can I have my pitch now?
Go ahead.
Oh yeah. Come on. Oh, come on.
P, I wouldn't call you a bitch. Come on, Mike.
You from Jersey.
I called you out sometimes, but I've never just gone at you like that. Even when we didn't understand each other over Kittle, I've never lit the B word at you or gone
That's
nasty
true.
or
That's true.
any of that
That's
shit
true.
with you.
That's true. All I'm saying is you from Jersey, so it wouldn't surprise
me. A little bit. Come on.
Go ahead, baby. The floor is yours. Come on.
This man knows I think of him as the beloved big brother that I've always wished for, and he's changed my life. But
that's right.
Sometimes, Mike. Okay, I think that this is the best thing that could have happened to Fred Warner. And you're gonna be like, "What the hell is she talking about?" But he said it on a couple. Now, everybody here knows I'm a Dre Greenlaw fan, so I really pay attention to a lot of stuff that happens with everything that ever even mentions the name Dre Greenlaw. So Fred Warner has said in multiple things, and he even said it this year when Dre walked across the stage to get his award, that Fred Warner wouldn't be Fred Warner without Dre Greenlaw. Like, that's his safety blanket. He could play free and he could do what he does because Greenlaw's always there to be his backup and to fill in all the little gaps and holes and fills and whatever. So this is the best thing that could have happened for Fred Warner, because he also says on repeat that whenever Greenlaw's not out there, which has become an issue again, that he tries to do too much, that he's trying to be the leader, the fire, the passion, the mic guy, the communicator. He's trying to make up for what Greenlaw cannot bring onto the field. And I think him seeing that them being efficient and holding it down for him and not his absence being like this big gaping hole actually will tell Fred Warner, dude, calm the hell down. You've done a good job as a captain. You've done a good job mentoring these guys. You've done a good job. Now just do what you have to do, and everything else is going to click around you. You don't got to be the everything man. You got to just be Fred Warner and do your job. And so in a really twisted way, I think that the result of this is actually going to do more good for Fred Warner going forward than anything else would have. Because if I think they struggled even a little bit more, then he would have been like, oh shit, this team can't do anything without me here.
Right.
And so I think that this was really good for Fred's benefit to be like, okay, no worries.
It benefits the team more.
And especially when things have gotten dicey and like the Super Bowl and stuff like this, I think it's just a reminder that he needs to calm down. And so I think in a weird twisted way that this is good for Fred.
I agree. I think it's more beneficial for the team than it is for Fred. The only reason I say that is because now the team also knows that, well, if Fred goes down, we do have a guy. I agree with you with it being beneficial for Fred, simply because Fred now has the security in knowing, okay,
he doesn't have to do everything. Yeah,
I can trust my guys. I don't have to be the guy.
Lamar done scored again,
but with the understanding that I am the guy, because he is the guy that helped train them, bring them along, and help elevate them to that point. I don't think it got better when Fred went out. I think it stayed the same.
I'm just saying, I think that that's been a long-standing issue of his, and he touches on it every once in a while in his different interviews, whether it's on his own podcast or pressers or interviews or whatever. But I genuinely think in my heart that this was the best result that we could have had, because now it tells him, like, you don't got to do that without Dre out there. Like, you could just do your job, and that's going to be good enough.
Jared, I don't.
And you remember, it was a big issue because remember,
the church.
You remember a couple years ago after he was paid, Fred told everybody he was trying to live up to that paycheck. Like, I think every once in a while you need reminders like that. So go on. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Here's the thing. My family owns a church. We have a church. Teradon, you might can relate to this. My church it was founded by my father. I am the only choir director. I am the only media or social media head of department. There's nobody under me that can run that department. There's nobody on me that I can rely on to fill in for me if I have to be absent. Absolutely nobody. We're a small organization. If I go out, I don't have the confidence in knowing that I have the support. So I have to, regardless of the situation, I have to step up. I have to be there. And so when you're in that situation, anybody that knows, when you're in that situation, there's a lot more on you, the individual, to have to perform at a certain level.
All right, let me ask you this. When you need time off, when you need a break.
I can't get it. There is no time off for me.
And And that is the key. Everybody needs balance. You have to have your family.
The only person in my church organization that has no backup.
Somebody that you have taught, coached, and mentored, that they're not going to replace you, but you got to be able to maintain and sustain.
Talk to him.
I know I may look young, but it's a lot of wisdom in these 54 years. And I was once that I wanted to maintain and have everything for myself, and I didn't want anybody touching my stuff because the old school folks told me, man, you show them your job, they'll replace you. But when you have to be there 365, 24/7, when
it's a problem.
It can only rely on you. You look around sometimes and you see everybody else taking vacations.
Right,
they on Facebook,
right.
they on Twitter, having a good time in San Francisco.
Right.
I gotta work today, man.
My wife and
they need me, man. I can't take her nowhere. We can't do that. I'm tired after I do all of that. It's best that you train them up and have some semblance. So not only can you depend on them to slide into your place every now and again, but you got a confidant, you got a little bit of a trust fund, you got a got some camaraderie with somebody you can talk to, because there's a such thing, it's called subordinate leadership. Subordinate leadership means I've identified somebody who doesn't quite have the rank and the file that I have,
but they have understanding.
But they got an understanding. They got leadership traits that I can identify with and delegate some of this stuff off of my plate. Because I can't eat all this all the time.
What's good for Fred in this situation is he has that. When you are in a situation,
not only does he have it,
don't have that. Such as myself, when I say there is nobody that I can say, hey, I'm not going to make it, step in. They don't know how to run the computer system. They don't know
healthy.
They don't know anything about my department whatsoever.
Eventually, they hired all us, even Iron Breakdown.
We're gonna get to Dan real quick, but they hired somebody over me, new guy. I don't know where he came from. Like I didn't know him, right? Somebody I report to, and he says, well, what do you do when you go on vacation? I said, my wife and I were at Cancun, an all expense resort, and I had my work phone with me. What do you mean, what do I do when I'm gone? I work. That phone was right there at the cabana while I was in the pool, and I would check it every 25 minutes. What do you mean, what do I do? If it wasn't an emergency, I didn't respond, but I still had to look. He said, oh, that's got to change, Mike. I want you to be able to take a week off and enjoy that whole week. He said, so teach me how I can help you. And that's what Terry Dome was talking about. That's the subordinate leaders. Like that's what he was talking about.
Yep.
That's what he's talking about. All right, Dan, it's your moment, big dog.
Let's go. Poem time.
You better have this thing finalized. Huh?
It's been ready.
Come on, baby. This is your moment, big dog. Come on now.
Your Oakland Athletics jacket too, man.
I thought I represent. They had their final game tonight.
Yeah.
Where is my poem? I got a ticker for you somewhere in here. Hold on. I got a lot of tickers. I got to delete some of these. Hold on. I swear you got a ticker. Where is it? Did somebody come in here and delete my damn poem?
Oh, see, there we go. Prime example.
Victory poem.
Let's go, Dan.
They're making Josh Allen look real pedestrian out here tonight, y'all.
It's because he is pedestrian. What you talking about?
You stop it. You stop it. I rebuke that.
I ain't go there. That the recording is on. I ain't say that.
Hey,
all right, here we go. Go ahead, Dan. Wait, did it go? What happened? It's still not up there, right? All right, here we go. There you go. All right. Here we go, baby. I'm gonna blacken the background. I'm gonna take the red and the Niners and nothing but Niners off. Here we go. Dan's about to get him. Let's go, baby.
All right.
Let's go, Dan.
I call this one an ode to Fred. In the land of gold and crimson pride, the Niners rose, their spirits untied. After 2 losses, the pressure was great, but on this day, they sealed their fate. Brock Purdy sharp, with a gleam in his eye, decisive and swift, he let the ball fly. Extending the plays with a deft, graceful move, each throw was a spark, a rhythm to groove. On defensive force, Nick Bosa stood tall. A monster unleashed, he conquered them all. 1 sack, a fumble, then recovered it back. An unstoppable force on the Patriots' track. And then came Fred with a leap and a dive. A pick six explosion, he kept hope alive. But fate turned its wheels as the clock ticked away. Injured he fell, a moment that frayed. Oh, Fred Warner, our hearts ache for you, a warrior spirit, so brave and so true. May the days of recovery bring strength to your side. We hope for your return with the Niners to ride. In the glow of the wind, let your courage ignite. Heal up, dear Fred, and shine once more bright. For the road ahead calls with battles anew. Together we'll stand through thick and through blue.
Yes, sir. Huh? Let's go, baby. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, Dan. Huh? Yes. Yes. That's what I like to hear, man. Dan, you've been patiently waiting. I know you write the poems, but you've got some thoughts on this game. You've got some thoughts on this game. Come on. We're going to finish up this second hour here. We're almost into the third hour. I know you got some heat for us, man. You got to give me your thoughts on this. We've talked about a lot, but there's a lot we haven't discussed also. How do you feel about this game? What are your biggest concerns? What are your biggest pros, your cons? Whatever you want to throw at the panel right now, the floor is yours, man.
I mean, I'm gonna start with my biggest concern was the amount of fumbles I saw. The turnovers. We could have lost the turnover battle today, and if we had pulled away in that first half, it could have made the entire difference. I don't want to see that again. That's probably my biggest concern. But I think the biggest thing for me was we pulled away. Like that's something we did against the Rams, right? We pulled away, and in that game we screwed it up. We screwed the pooch. But in this game, we didn't do that. We didn't let them get those opportunities. Sure, there was that one thing with the fumble and such that they got the touchdown, but we didn't fall after that. We didn't crumble. We picked ourselves back up, and we went on our way.
I agree. I
absolutely.
Agree.
Yeah, you know, we saw the Niners get out to a respectable lead against the Rams, and then it was like, it almost looked like we got comfortable. And it was like we're playing to protect a lead and not build on a lead. And there's a big difference. And that's one of my biggest criticisms with Kyle Shanahan. He's so anxious to get out the game healthy that he kind of gives it up a couple drives too early.
Yeah.
Just a couple drives too early.
It's like we can't like sit there. Like, what was it the score on the middle of the third quarter? We had like a 2 touchdown lead, right? Like, as far as I remember, we had a 2 touchdown lead in that game, and it's like we were trying to get pretty, and we gave it up.
Mm-hmm.
We gave it up. We made too many mistakes at the end. This was different. I mean, sure, it was opinion wise, I thought it was a weaker team than the Rams were. But at the same time, it's a bounce back. We needed that. And who we got? We got the Cardinals next week. Just don't do the same. Just don't do the same thing we do every week, right? Like the presser guy asked Shanahan today. You know, your thing was you were 60-40 in the first half, and then like you were 50-50 the second half. Like don't go 50-50 too early. Go 50-50. Like midway through the fourth
down the
quarter,
stretch when you got it locked up.
Yep,
I'm with Brock you. I completely agree.
Brock
I didn't listen to Brock's thing yet, so
because Brock said he wants to be more aggressive. He wants to emulate Tom Brady, where he takes over the game and puts the game out of reach. Brock said that in his own presser.
Yeah,
I agree with that
I
philosophy.
agree with it.
Yeah, I agree with that philosophy altogether, because one of the things that we tend to do when we steamroll teams, we're good. This was a game that, just like the last game against the Rams, it could have flipped. It had opportunities to flip. The only concern that I do have about this team is I want us to be the kind of team that is so disrespectful in the aspect that we're not going to concede once we feel comfortable with a lead. We want to put our foot on your throat like we're a college team. We want to put up 60, 70, 80 points a game. We don't care that we got a 20, 21, 22, 20, whatever. We don't care we got a 3-score lead
don't let
in
the
the third quarter. We wanna make sure that if we walked off the field midway in the third quarter, let y'all play by y'allself. We got such a lead that we can just walk on the field, put our third string on, and go from there. Because we know you don't have a hell of a chance of catching back up. I want to see us have that, not just win the game mentality, but I want to see us have that murder you mentality that puts you 6 feet under the dirt, so that you understand you're not only beat, but you're dead. You're dead to us, and
I don't know if
the
Kyle,
best team in the league.
I don't Terradome, you tell me if I'm wrong, Mike, Melissa. Like I don't think Kyle possesses that. I've never seen that from Kyle.
There's one game where he put up 50, and that was against the Carolina Panthers on the very first National Tight Ends Day in 2019.
That's right.
That was
the first game. That was the first game with Sanders.
And then last year, he had 242 burgers. But here's the thing: we weren't supposed to get that last touchdown. Because Jordan Mason got called out last year in the Dallas game for going in and scoring the touchdown, because he was supposed to just
instead of sliding
right by like the 2-yard line or right by the goal line. He wasn't supposed to go in, but he went in anyway.
Yep.
And they did the same thing in what was it, the Bengals game, in the overtime game in 2021. Remember, Brendan was supposed to go up to the line and not go in, and then he went in overtime. So that's like a big Kyle Shanahan issue, that he doesn't want to embarrass other teams. He expects them to get to a certain point and then to hold on to the height, and that's kind of been his major issue in all these tight games.
It goes back. Somebody said it. It might have been you, Melissa, where they said Kyle just expects the defense to sit there and hold on. Like I don't mind. Like I feel like that's pretty true, because it's like we don't hold on to the ball long enough where we just drain clock. Like he has this like mentality of like, we need to drain clock and we need to protect the win. Okay, that's fine, but don't make your defense do that. Make your offense do it.
And that's what it's
like,
supposed
because
to be that.
It feels like every like other play, like when we have a big lead like that, we're still running tempo. Like, put your foot on the gas, but keep that thing at a steady 35 and just roll them. Just score touchdowns. Do it slowly if you have to. If you're really wanting to drain the clock out, do it slowly. But also score at the same time. That way it stays out of reach. Because if you're at 3 touchdowns and you're in the fourth quarter, that's still within reach.
Right.
Yeah. I want us to have the mentality like a race car driver.
No, and I think all of us would love that, but it's become the reality of our situation. Our coach just doesn't believe in that.
Well, it's two rationales of thinking, but we're all trying to go to the same road, or we're trying to get to the same destination. We say put your foot on the gas. We say stomp a team out. We say dominate a team. But that doesn't necessarily correlate to quick strike, go downfield, be aggressive windows.
Yeah.
The Alabama Crimson Tide, when they big time colleges usually beat you because of a war of attrition. I've just got more 5-star recruits than you do. It can be close in the beginning, but if you notice when they play those smaller teams, that eventually
they pull away.
Something starts happening. My big guys just start leaning on you, and by the end of the third and into the fourth, my run game is just beating you down with wars of attrition. We're not blowing opportunities with mistakes and everything. We're getting the points, but they're coming on the ground now. We're getting the points, but we have time of possession now. We're getting the points, and we're just steadily keeping your potent offense off the field from avoiding dumb things like penalties, putting it on the ground, and picks. It can be done this way, but I think people have the philosophy of, oh, Kyle ain't aggressive, or I think even Kyle thinks, I got to be aggressive here and push out my lead, so he'll go like we saw in the Super Bowl, 3 and outs, trying to, get more lead, but you steadily 3 and out and taking minimal time off the clock. Dominating a team, you can dominate a team like a boa constrictor and slowly just choke the life out of them with your running game, the time of possession, and busting a big run every now and again versus trying to go downfield and be Air Coryell and all those great offensive teams that I've seen in the past who normally lose Super Bowls. If you think about the greatest show on turf, Tom Brady and the Patriots back in 07. The Redskins who had the high flying offense and all in San Diego and Miami, all those people who had high flying offenses, they usually come up short. The Minnesota Vikings with Randy Moss, they come up short because they only know how to be aggressive and put it in the air.
Yeah.
When those tight games happen, the ones that can choke you out were the people like the Chicago Bears of 85, the 86 Giants. Bill Walsh and them used to do it in the 80s. Once they got that lead, we started running. We threw to run the ball. And then all of us, we gave you Rathman, and then we gave you Craig. And then by the fourth quarter, you had nothing else because I've taken your people off. I've taken your offense off the field, and I'm just going time of possession and just keep on running it. And at the end, I'm going to bust a run or go with a high percentage short pass that we do in our sleep. That's how it needs to be done. That's championship football.
So Dan, when you're watching this game, Dan, right? Like what's your level of concern? You go into the fourth quarter, all right, and the Niners have a 27-10 lead. Let's just, for all intents and purposes, the game is over. Both teams only scored 3 points after that. Did you feel like, man, we need to do a little bit more to put this away? Or did you feel like the Niners were in cruise control and we had this one?
Kind of both, to be honest. It was like, damn, it feels like we could have done a lot more, right? Especially on those like first 2 drives, that interception that Purdy threw. And I understand the first actually, let me answer your question first before I start going into that.
It's all right.
Yeah, so I felt like we did. I felt like we were both. I thought the defense was doing fine. We only gave up about 100. Like I had barely 100 yards that first half, and then it was like they started to get this momentum, but that was mainly just due to that turnover. That was it. So I thought we were cruise control the whole game. However, offensively, I didn't feel it was the same way because I felt like we could have come out striking. I felt like we could have come out with 2 touchdowns to begin the game. I felt like we could have had more points at halftime. That's just where my head was at. I was like, okay, I'll take it, but it feels like we could be more dominant even while we're injured.
Yeah. You felt like we left some stuff out there.
Dude, I've been watching football. I've been watching baseball. I've never felt that way about a team ever. But it's like
But
we're injured.
don't you find yourself feeling that way about the 49ers often? I guess it's kind of my thing. Like, no matter what game I watch, no matter how dominant the performance, it's like I can tell we're still holding back. I don't know the last time I've seen a team, a 49ers game under Kyle Shanahan where I felt like they were trying to score every single drive. I don't know that I've ever seen
Eagles game last year.
Yeah, the Eagles game last year.
No,
I still didn't feel that way.
Mike, I'm not saying how you felt.
May
I'm
I
not
ask
trying to
why?
put my stuff on you. But if you're asking me, the last time I felt that way was the Eagles game last year because they came in there with such conviction that they wanted to prove them all wrong.
Came in there with a freaking vengeance.
They wore all the blacks. It was like the
and
one time
it was
Kyle Shanahan did not give a crap about scoring 40 or more. It was just like it was the one time they came together and they were like, we're not just gonna shut you up. We're not just gonna prove you wrong. We're gonna absolutely embarrass you on your home field and make your fans the loudest, most obnoxious, annoying fan base ever. Just shut the hell up and be like, oh shit, what the hell just happened with Jalen Hurts and this team? Like,
and we broke them.
Yeah.
We broke them.
Yeah, they broke. They won't right after that. They were broke.
I think that was more on the
I don't
players
think they
than it
won a
was on
game.
Cal.
They did not win a game after we
Mike,
went.
can I ask you why
they won one game, Terradome. They won the first Giants game and then they lost the second one.
No, they lost to the Eagles right after.
Yeah.
I mean, they lost to the Cowboys right after.
The Eagles.
No, but I'm saying the Eagles
She
won
said they
one
only
game.
won one more game after that.
Oh yeah, that's right. They beat the Giants.
One
They
game.
beat the Giants on Christmas.
I
And
still
barely.
think that's more
Everybody
on
beat
the
the Giants.
players than that is on Cal. I think the players themselves had a vendetta in that
That's
game.
where I am.
Yeah.
See?
Okay.
That's where I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. I truly believe that's not a reflection of Kyle. I think
No,
that is
and
more
I
a
understand where you guys are
reflection of the
coming from, but
players
just think about it. When Drake Greenlaw was ejected from that game, Kyle Shanahan made it personal for himself. Like maybe up to that point, you want to say it was on the players, but when Drake Greenlaw got ejected from that game, that's when Kyle Shanahan made it personal for him. And that's like the only time really that I've seen that in the last couple of years with him.
That was good.
I can agree with that. I can agree with you on that aspect, that in that particular moment. But the thing that we should clearly understand is Kyle is a chess player. And when you get really, really good at chess, once you have achieved a certain level of achievement in that, you tend to, once you get towards the end of the game, your confidence has elevated you to a certain level. And you get to a certain point, and then you start to win the game, or you start to play more of don't lose the game than you do win the game. And I've played chess, so I know the concept. When you're up against an adversary that you feel the need to continue to press, you can make mistakes in that era because you're going away from your tendencies. We don't want Kyle to go away from his tendencies. We want Kyle to stick with his tendencies. But what we're asking Kyle to do is to improve the aggression on your tendencies. Make it so that you're not just simply trying not to lose the game, but you're trying to ensure that you put the game away.
Yeah.
Kyle, as I've seen, is more of a put the game away early and relax later. Kyle is he's a very good coach in the aspect that he does want to reserve his players.
That brings
he wants to get to a place where he can pull his players out and he can still win the game, or better yet, he can still not lose the game because he wants to reserve his players.
He feels like he's always trying to save more for later. That's it.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
is.
yeah.
He is.
That's it.
That is Kyle Shanahan. He's always
That's
trying to
it.
save more for later.
And
He's
he got to
always trying
think
to
of it.
save
He
more for later.
can't see nothing else. That was a beautiful play that New England did down on the goal line with that number 2 tight end. I'm gonna call it tango when he touches and goes, and he sells it like he's blocking, and then he just leaks out. Why we can't do that play? But Kyle he'll see a good play.
I've been calling for that play for 4 years straight.
In this last game, Mike.
Calling for Spider 2 wide banana. We got the best fullback,
and we won't do it.
Going tight end in the game,
right? And we won't do it.
Run.
In this game, how many screen passes did we see?
Oh,
I saw 3 that I recall 3.
Wait,
how many?
We ran.
How many motions did we see? Did we see a lot of motions like we usually see? We don't see 2, 3 guys moving in motion.
Are you talking about defensively or offensively?
Offensively.
He's about
almost none.
Almost none. We barely do it. So Kyle is doing all this setup for later in the season.
It stands out when he does do it.
Kyle does not play checkers. Kyle plays chess.
Yeah, but that chess shit ain't working.
Where you do not show
that
your
shit ain't
hand
working. I'm gonna tell you why it don't work. I'm gonna tell you why it don't work. Because if the first time you're trying to unveil something is on the field, the players don't have confidence that it can work in a game.
Right. Same thing with chess.
It don't work.
First time you try to play something in chess, you don't have the confidence that it's going to work because you have an opponent on the other side that is not that is not a novice.
You start playing chess and you thinking 3 steps ahead in the chess game, and you be like, "Yeah, I got him." That person that you're playing against is playing 5 steps ahead.
Yeah.
You don't stand a chance. You don't stand a chance. And so that's kind of where we are. I feel like Kyle's always constantly trying to save something, keep something close to the chest and all that. And that's not the right formula. When I tell you guys that I've seen Andy Reid in the middle of the season just go balls to the wall, hey, let's pull it all out. Who cares if they got something else to study? That's 5 more plays they got to study next time they go to prepare for us. Yeah. Andy Reid, you might not see those 5 plays for the next 7 games.
It keeps other teams on their toes.
Exactly.
Or at all.
Andy has
I hate talking about Andy Reid like that.
Andy has the confidence that God is going to give me some more. I'm gonna put all this out here today. God gonna give me some more.
Might be an atheist.
Yeah.
Oh shit! All right, let me get to the super chat segment. I heard what he said. I'm all right. We got a couple super chats we got to get to here. Delvin had the first one of the day. Let me play a horn or something like that because I appreciate every single super chat that comes in. Delvin says here, as a captain on defense, he told himself after last week he needed to do something to bring Niner football. He set the spark, fire, and gasoline.
No doubt.
This has to be about Fred Warner.
That's right. Yeah.
This has to be out.
Yeah, when that pick 6, he bounced off that ground like we was doing up downs in summer practice and got in that end zone. I was like,
let me tell you about the bounce up. Fred Warner caught the ball. It was on the ground. I said, man, play dead. He jumped up so quick. I was like, oh, nobody touched him. I didn't know if anybody touched him. It was how quick he jumped up that told me that nobody touched him.
Yeah, boy.
Nobody touched him. He said, oh, I got an opportunity here. And not only did he get up, he set up blockers. He didn't outrun the coverage, right? Fred Warner looked like he should have been on punt coverage. Never mind. Schneider, don't get no ideas. Hey. Let me take it back. Let me take it back.
You'll see Apple out there.
Yeah. Oh my God! But Fred looked good. He looked good. He was patient.
I'm so proud.
You know what I'm saying? Mental fortitude, the wherewithal, situational awareness, all of the above. Fred Warner was in his all-pro bag on that pick 6. I absolutely love seeing it. You know, and maybe it's because college football I've been trying to watch a lot more lately. Maybe it's because I've been seeing guys go to the ground just not get up. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what college is. College, you down when you down. But
right.
Well, if you ain't touching, I'm up.
He jumped up like a piece of corn on a hot plate. Pow! Time to go.
I'm gonna say this. They better be doing that for the next guy that gets an interception or could have a possible pick 6.
Get up.
That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
No more Nick Bosa holding calls that call shit back, and no more guys just backpedaling away from the play and not wanting to throw blocks.
Oh, I got to be honest. My rant it will include the referees today. That thing just got.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Third quarter. I said flags.
Hold
Ain't
on.
nobody come see you, Otis.
Let me go.
Why are we seeing so many flags now? Like, this is ridiculous. Did y'all
You
see
know-
the game on Thursday night? They
You
had
know
like
what's-
60 flags.
Yeah.
You know what's really bad? When Greg Olson, of all people, is calling this game, and he's defending Diamador Lenore, saying there was not even for half a second something for you to throw a flag for.
Yep.
Oh,
Greg Olson just never has the Niners back, no matter how many people on this team he loves.
That's not
And
true.
when he said that, that was just like, oh shit! I actually agree with this son of a bitch.
Yeah, he was being very objective there. He said, "Dude,
I disagree with that a lot, but
And then they went to the referee. You know how to go to Gene Sarist or whoever the resident guy in New York is, and they say, "Sir, do you see anything?" He said, "No, I don't see a daggone thing there. That's not pass interference." He did it for 2 calls.
Yep, Pereira.
You think that Greg Olson has the Niners backs most of the time?
I don't. I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say I think he's very. I don't think he's biased one way or another. I think he speaks his mind. I think that's why I like him. He's not for one. He's not for another. Even if he's not for us, he's definitely. I don't think he's definitely against us. I think he just sees it the way he calls it. I think he's actually one of the more neutral callers out there. He's been one of my favorites for years.
I agree.
How about that?
And he even today he defended Brock Purdy tonight because there was a graphic they showed today about our yards after the catch shit. Remember that shit last year? They called Brock Purdy a game manager. They showed the yards after the catch. And they showed his numbers. So like this, he's like, this guy's not a game manager. This guy's a game player.
Yeah, but the Greg Olson this year, I think, has come down a little bit because he's not the main Fox anchor anymore. That's Tom Brady.
Yeah, well, I would be pissed about that too.
I think one of the issues that we're really seeing is that with the different changes, especially on special teams, they're not really sure what they're supposed to call on that, so they're being really ticky-tacky with other calls. I mean, they called a illegal shift call and they ran it back.
Mm-hmm.
They were clearly stopped.
They were stopped. Well, Olsen said that if I was an Irish fan, I would be ticked.
Yeah. And you see Kittle making sure everybody's set. Be set.
Yeah, they both set. And Olsen himself was like, man, if I'm a Niners fan, I would be really mad right now.
And that
then
kind of goes to my point.
The Kittle block was, Mike
that was ticky tack as well.
Visibly upset as we were watching.
No, but Pterodome, like 3 plays later, they even said at a commercial, "Oh, George did that on purpose so George could have a touchdown." They started the same shit.
No.
But they said that on the broadcast, and they said the same shit in the first game. I'm not saying they're not full of it, Mike, but I'm just saying it's become a story, especially when Jordan Mason's first touchdown this year with the Debo thing had the same thing, and the announcer said the same shit 3 plays after that one. Like, I'm not saying that it's fair or not, but like I said, I respect Greg Olson for this game having the Niners back because I've not seen him go like that far before.
Yeah, no, that was a BS call on George Kittle. He let him go before the guy was next to him or even beyond him. Yeah, but I will say this. I played the round of applause because the Niners had 6 accepted penalties against them. Easily could have been 12 penalties in this game because it was just them declining penalty. This team, listen to this. The Patriots declined more penalties against the Niners than the Niners accepted against the Patriots.
Yeah. Ain't that something?
Do you understand how fucking I'm sorry. You understand how crazy that is?
At home,
they declined. Yes, it was a home game for the Niners.
Home game.
Yeah, they declined penalties.
But that's all that this has been. The refs are just so.
Well, that was another
I think it's like almost their mission statement now to not let it be one-sided anymore. Like to try to balance things out by keeping both teams in it all along. Like
if you saw the game on Thursday night, you would have to agree
Don't you tell me that I had to watch that game, because I always have to suffer Giant games, and I'm telling you, this shit, like, when you have to bail out Dallas just to give Dallas a spark, or against the Giants, with the way they were calling those flags, like, that's really bad luck for the league. Like, it's one thing for Dallas to just, like, no show in the game, but when you have to give them so many calls to begin that game to give them any kind of a spark, that's beyond embarrassing.
Do you think it's going to be that bad, say, towards the middle, closer end of the season?
It's going to get worse.
Yes.
You think it's going to be
well,
worse?
Wait. Let me change. Let me
I think
change
it's
what
going
I'm
to
saying.
get way worse because we're the 5th Alliance around Christmas. And there are a lot of people around the league who think that we robbed the Lions of their chance to go to their first Super Bowl. So I
don't
think
know if it's,
the way things are going to be called is going to get way worse.
In the foot.
Vegas don't
it was
care
those
nothing
fourth
about
downs that really did them in. Right. What I was going to say, when I say it's going to get worse, I think the calls are going to get more egregious. I think there'll be less calls. I don't think they're going to sit there and call 14 penalties on the Niners in the game again and just leave it up to the opposing team to accept however many they want. I think it's going to be just like, dude, like, that's ticky-tack as fuck. But, you know, it's going to be that. The NFL needs to change it where a penalty can be called and the opposing team has a right to challenge the call.
Right.
Once they do that,
I agree. Yes.
No, I don't. No, I don't think they actually tried that.
Yeah, they did.
No,
Remember, hold on. Remember in 2018, the that stupid pass interference thing with the Saints and Rams thing, they changed the rules so that way you could go back and challenge it if you wanted to. And
it was for non-calls.
No, it was
they
for
changed the
all
rule
of them. It was for all of them.
But the
you
way
could
they
challenge pass interference calls.
Yes, pass interference. Yeah, for egregious, because it was clearly egregious.
Right. But
New
the next
Orleans,
season,
yeah.
the 2019
They
season, they
did.
allowed you to go back and look at it, even if it was no calls or non-calls, called or not called. They allowed you to go back and look at it, and it was so bad. It was so bad because they still kept getting it wrong, and they had them on replay.
Right, but the difference is he's talking about one specific type of call and pass interference. What I'm saying is this: don't give us more challenges. What I'm saying is, if you give us the same amount of challenges, but let every play be challengeable or every penalty be challengeable by review, then all of a sudden you make the refs look bad. If the refs throw, if the refs throw 9 flags in the game and we challenge 3 of them and all 3 of them were wrong, the refs are going to be like, all right, maybe we got to make sure we're calling this the right way.
Right, but my point is that they're still going to get them wrong, even if they have them on replay. That's my point. It doesn't matter if we have them on replay or not. They have replays all the time where they get the thing wrong and it's staring them right in the face.
Dan, just the other night, the Dallas game, right? They had a what was the call?
Dude, I avoid watching Cowboys games as much as I can.
To the face, and it was against the Cowboys. I want to say.
Okay, it was to start the game. It was the very first drive. They were, if not in the red zone, they were very close to the end zone. And Daniel Bellinger was being yanked around by his face mask.
Right.
And then it slid up over his helmet. And they were yanking him by the back of his helmet as well. And then they called it at first towards the Giants. And then somebody else cut him off mid-mic. And then they were like, no, it's against the Giants. And they took away 15 yards and then completely screwed it up on the player who was being held.
Right. That's the play that I'm talking about in regards to that, because that was a 15-yard penalty that should have went in favor of the Giants.
Them, because the rest of the game, they went for field goals and that's it, because they were like so beyond aggravated with the one good drive that Daniel Jones had that they just like kind of gave up after that. They were like, we're not even going to try to go in the end zone.
So that's what I agree with Mike when I say all penalties should be reviewed before the final call comes down. It should be looked at, evaluated, and made sure that the information, because I think what happened on that particular call was it was translated wrong, and they didn't review it. But then they look back later.
This is the same.
The problem with referees is when they make a mistake, they have to, especially in a situation like that, They have to try to find an opportunity.
This
to
official,
correct it.
I'm looking at right now is the same official that called the shit against the Lions and Cowboys. The what was that?
The
illegal
You're talking
touching
about
call.
the Week 16 game where they got in trouble because they said the wrong offensive lineman reported, even though both offensive linemen reported, but they said that the one that actually had the
third
touchdown
one didn't. That called the touchdown. Yeah.
It's the same ref.
Yeah.
All right. We got to get through the rest of these super chats here, guys. Everybody on the panel, please check the private. Check. No, I'm good. I still got them all. Check the private chat. We got a couple more that we have to get to. All right. This next one is from 49ers. Jeff, he says here, I'm glad we're back on the winning track. Let's go Niners. This was after Jeff was on the show. Jeff, we thank you and we appreciate you for sharing this. And here's the good thing, right? I love that we can be this analytical, this crucial, this critical following a win. That's how much Niner fans give a damn about what we're seeing on the field, right? Like, it feels good. It feels good. It feels good. So, guys, like, that's who we are. They call us the 40 Winers. I don't give a shit what they call us. This is what we do. We give a damn. We care about what we see. We care about how it looks. Mark says here,
Mike, we're both from the same home state. You know good and damn well there's two teams just in our neck of the woods that are way ass whinier.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say names, but you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I was going to talk about the Jets and the Eagles because he's from South Jersey, so that's more the South Jersey thing than.
Oh my God! Don't get me started on Eagles. Please don't get me started on the Eagles. Oh man.
That's why I didn't want to mention the name, but that's really what it is.
Right? The Schmeagles, not the Eagles. The Schmeagles.
Mark Lamar says here, Garindo is trash. No speed, no burst. Sit him down. I saved this one for last. I saved this one for last for a reason. I want to get your guys' opinions on this because, you know what? I'm not going to say why. I want to hear your guys' opinions on this. Let me change the background to black. And
can I go first? I'm going to say one little sentence, and then I'll drop out of this.
This is how we're going to do it. I'm going to save you for last, actually, Melissa. This is how we're going to do this. I'm going to start with Mike. Where's Big Mike at? There he is. We're going to start with Mike. And I'm not going to say a word. I don't want anybody to cut him off. And we're going to go. I want you to respond to this and this alone. Say your goodbyes, drop out, and we're going to go ahead, person by person, wrap the show up with this final comment because I want your guys' sincere opinions. But this is the danger with reacting the way that the Niners do. Go ahead, Mike. The floor is yours.
No, I don't agree with it at all. Pretty much. I'm too tired to say much else.
What breed is your dog?
I don't know. He's like a mix.
All right, Mike. I'm not messing with you.
I really don't know. He's like a pit bull, but he looks. At one time, I took a picture of him and looked it up with AI, and it said he was partially a Ridgeback, and I'm like, I don't know.
He looks also like a little bit like a French bulldog.
I need to test him and see what he actually is.
I don't
All
see
right.
that.
Mike, man, I appreciate you for jumping on and rocking with us as long as you did, man. You have a fantastic night, and we will be in touch soon, all right?
All right.
Cheers. All right. Daddy P, you up next, man. Garindo is trash, no speed, no burst. Sit him down. Your response.
Garindo is not trash. He has speed. Don't sit him down. First off, Garindo hasn't really played that much. First and foremost, for you to be able to make an accusation of such a ridiculous statement from seeing a guy a few times. He is a rookie. He's not going to get a lot of playing time. And I see a lot of potential with him. He just needs time to develop. We understand in the NFL, you need reps. Reps make you better. He won't see the game. First off, the game is a totally different speed than what he's used to from college. It's a different scheme. It's a different aspect. These are grown men that he's going up against. Give the guy time because he had flashes. He's shown potential. Will he pan out to be great? We don't know. But as pretty much the third, fourth back, he's doing what he needs to do. Sit him down for what? Next point. Who you gonna put in place of him?
Debo. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say that out loud. I'm sorry. I had to snap back. My bad.
Not on the practice squad.
Sorry.
What's the other running back that we got that we still got that I think he's trash. Mike, you love him.
Mike hates the guy that was on the practice squad.
Not the practice squad. The other running back we got starts with his last name. His first name starts with an I.
All right, you talking about
Isaac?
Patrick Taylor?
No, not Patrick Taylor. Mike was getting ready to say his name. What was his name, Mike?
Isaac Garindo. That's who he's talking about. He's talking about Isaac Garindo.
He's talking about Isaac Garindo. I'm talking about the other guy that we got that we've had for a couple of years now that J.P. Mason took over for.
No, there's
Elijah Mitchell is on the season-ending IR. He's not anywhere near coming near this team right now.
Elijah Mitchell.
You always say
some of y'all love him. I don't care for Elijah Mitchell because Elijah Mitchell can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
Wait, did you say I think he's trash?
No, I said you like him.
Oh, okay.
You like him.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I think he's trash. He can't stay healthy. So what good is he if he can't stay healthy? Isaac Garindo is not he may not be amazing and great, but we haven't really seen much of him. So my only take on that is no, we're not gonna do that. We're not going to get a guy that comes in 2-3 plays a game on his rookie year, call him trash and say he needs to sit down.
Okay.
He had some good plays in the game. So let's just give him time. That's all I got to really say about it. Let's give him time. It's a development thing, and he's not trash. That's all I got. Like, there's nothing else to say in regards to that. He's not our number one back, so you don't have to worry about that. He is a fill-in guy. So let him fill in, let him fill it out, let him learn, and let him develop like J.P. Mason has been able to have the opportunity to develop. And let's see what he has. Let's give him at least another year before we can talk on the trash.
I got a question for you real quick, P. You might not know the answer, so it's not. I don't want you because I don't know the answer. I'm asking for real. If a player returns a ball for 99 yards and he fumbles it, does it count as a 99-yard return? Like, will it show up on the stat sheet or no?
No.
And I'm not trying to be. No, it don't show up.
No, it doesn't show up. Just like the passes that got called back from Brock Purdy on the penalties, they don't show up. They don't show up as attempts. They don't show up as incompletions. They don't show up as completions. He had 2 passes that went for touchdowns that were called back. They didn't show up on his chart sheet.
Okay. So that means that Garindo had 2 returns tonight, 1 for a fumble and 1 for 23 yards.
So he got 2 attempts. 1 will be 0 and zeroed out and wouldn't qualify. The other one will be added in. Negative play. It will impact him on a negative play because he fumbled the ball.
Right.
So it'll show up as a fumble. It wouldn't show up as a loss, but it wouldn't actually show up as a.
There's no stat line for it.
There's no stat line that goes along with that.
All right, P. Listen, man, you rocked out with us tonight. I appreciate you, big dog. Thank you very much.
Bye,
you
P.
fought through the reception, man. Reception be damned. We got you in here, baby.
Fixed it some kind of way.
Wi-Fi that jump.
Yeah. All right,
So
big dog. I
be the
appreciate
glory.
you, man. You be safe, all right?
For sure. I'm going to go back
All
and
right.
watch it on YouTube now.
All right. Peace out.
Peace.
Melissa.
You said I was
want you
going
to-
last. I didn't put myself up here.
Oh no. I put you up there. You didn't see the private chat. Okay. So listen, 2 things I want you to do. I want you to go ahead and get this Jawan Jennings stuff out your system. And then I want you to talk about your this comment here from Mark. I'm going to go boil some water real quick. I got to boil some water.
Oh my goodness.
No, I'm for real. I got to make some tea. Go ahead.
I told you in a text message I wanted to talk to you about this. I didn't care about addressing this on your podcast.
Oh no! Oh hell no! No! If you think I'm doing this just because I'm being like trying to give you no, Jawan's been balling these last couple of weeks, and nobody appreciates him more than you. You're gonna get your window.
No,
This is your opportunity.
I get that, but Mike, I texted you saying that even last week with the loss, like I said, I wanted to come on and react with you just because I wanted to talk about that one thing with you, like in particular, like.
Well, then we'll rap about that afterwards. If you just want to do the comment, then that's cool too.
Okay. So my take to this is that, well, this is going to bleed into what Mike is asking. Y'all gave up on Jawan Jennings just because of his 40 time and because he couldn't get separation and he didn't look like the other receivers. So just chill. You never know what's going to happen in the future. My only advice, because you just never know. People gave up on Elijah Mitchell, and he was, even at his worst when he was most injured, he was still scoring touchdowns against Dallas and the Seahawks in the playoffs. Everybody gave up on Diamador Lenore because he was the late round corner, and you had Ambry Thomas. You didn't need Diamador Lenore. Diamador Lenore has been your only corner in some games. When Mooney has struggled or dealt with injury or whatever, he's gone inside and outside. Like, I understand being angry. I understand being frustrated. I understand being upset or not agreeing. But the very fact that you just want to quit on a guy because of one play seems a little silly to me, because it's just like, you just never know what they're going to turn into. Like, at the end of the day, we should be grateful that we have all these options. So, I'm not going to belittle you. I'm not going to say you're wrong, but just if what everybody wanted, which is to either trade or cut or move on Jawan Jennings, we wouldn't have what we have today. So I'm just saying, it's cool to overreact. Mike has repeatedly said that this podcast is just for him to be therapeutic and to react to games. And then later in the week, after he's calmed down, he'll give you his honest how he sees a thing. But just react, but just don't call quits on people that easy, because nobody's perfect. Terradome, I want to hear your thoughts.
On the calculator, you know where I'm at.
I'm talking about this comment.
A long time ago.
I'm talking about this comment because the calculator thing, we've been back and forth on that in a couple podcasts this week. So I know where you stand on Jawan Jennings. I'm just asking about this particular comment because that's what Mike was trying to get to.
I know it looks bad, but you gotta get them back on the, on the snide, man. If for nothing else, to have that song that permeates in my mind, Garindo to the walls, to the sweatshop down there fall. I had that thing ready. but he done had, a couple of bad outings. But we got to be able to play Garindo to the walls. So I'm hoping he'll get straight, because I just really want to play that when he scores.
Can I just take a moment to truly appreciate this? Like, we've done this a couple times throughout the years, me, Terradome, and Mike Andrews. And I swear to you, every time I think all three of us are going to be here, it can't get any better. And then it just gets better each time. Like, I have so much fun with y'all.
That's a good song.
No, I hate to break this to you, but I will never play that song.
Man, that is a good song. That song makes everybody move.
Can I explain why I will never play that song?
Go ahead, please. Understand what obscureness messes you up.
When we first moved to Saddlebrook, where I live now, right? My brother had the room right across from me. Like, here's my bedroom and here was his bedroom, right? They were like literally next to each other. Every day, every minute of every day, even throughout every holiday, that's all that played 24/7.
That was a great hit. It was so
Terror Dome. You can only handle that for so many months before you never ever want to even hear a reference to that song.
And then it goes away for a little while, and then you're driving one day and you turn on the radio and then they're playing it. And you're like, oh man, I remember back in the day that J boy, yeah. And then
Come on. It's the same thing with football. You remember for a while, because you live nearer than I do to that area. You remember a couple of years ago, everybody was T-bowing and doing the Cam Newton thing with the dapping.
The dab, yeah.
And you remember everybody and their mother, whether they knew the Carolina Panthers, whether they knew football, whether they cared about Cam Newton, it was everywhere.
Yeah.
It's an oversaturation to the point of nauseum, and you can't go back. There's just certain things that get spoiled because it's just so overdone that you just are like,
it goes from,
please never, ever bother me with this ever again.
It goes from popular to pervasive, and then you're like, I'm just totally done with it because everybody's messing with it, but it's still a classic jam. Something got everybody feeling good.
I did not diss the song or the artist. I'm just saying personally for me, my brother abuses so badly. I can never go back.
That's on your brother, man. That was a bad jam. He had fire right there. I like the Whisper song. I like that and a whole bunch of other ones. They're classics.
All right. Here y'all talking about windows to the wall and balls and sweat and all that stuff. I remember Sandra Bullock being out in the woods. Oh yeah, come on now. Remember the movie
Betty
with Sandra
Wright?
Bullock? Yeah, Betty White, man. Yeah.
The Proposal.
I don't remember what it was called, but yeah, that right there is what made that classic for me, man. Watching Betty White jam out to it in the woods.
That movie was the reason why Ryan Reynolds has a career right now. He was just like, he was so overdone with the whole first Deadpool thing and then the freaking Green Lantern movie and everything else. Like, that movie saved his career.
I love it.
Ladies like Ryan Reynolds, man. Yeah.
Terror Dome. Melissa, thank you both.
Certainly ladies love Ryan Reynolds.
Thank you.
I'm going to get Dan in here now. Dan, your thoughts, man. Garindo is trash.
All right.
No speed, no burst. Sit him down.
All right.
Y'all have a great night. I'll check y'all out.
Have a good one, big dog.
All right. Mark, listen to me. All right. Calm down. Just angry, okay? Second of all, have you never heard of developing players? He's a rookie. Calm down, buddy. Look at the score. We won the game. That's all we needed to do. Okay?
There could be trash players in games that we won, though.
Yeah, true, but still, it was one play. We will fix it. He's not a starter. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
All right? Now, I suggest just go get a cup of coffee in the morning. Think about it. Get over your anger. That's all I could tell you.
All right. Listen, man, I like it. I want to thank the whole panel, everybody that joined tonight. Sorry. I got him. I got you guys. I want to thank everybody that joined tonight. This was phenomenal. I'm going to give my final thoughts on this comment, and then we're going to get up out of here. Maybe it's the alcohol wearing off, but Mark, I want to tell you that I think this is the perfect comment for an overreaction show. Because I think you're overreacting just a little bit here. But this is why we caution the Niners. This is why we reacted to Kyle Shanahan's presser and him saying that we'll get him back out there eventually, right? When people watch this game and they see a young man, a rookie in particular, make a mistake that he made in this game, that the Niners won handily, by the way, that the Niners weren't perfect in and still won by more than 3 scores. But when people see that game and see a guy get benched, these are the reactions that are warranted. And this is why we say you got to be careful with how you treat these players after a mistake. This is why we say that you have to be cautious and mindful of what you do in certain moments. Okay? The 49ers coaching staff decided that this young man needed to learn a lesson by sitting him down. And because you didn't see him anymore back there returning kicks, and there weren't that many to return other than the halftime kickoff and after their 2 field goals, and by the way, one of their field goals was at the end of the half, there weren't many more opportunities. So now not only do you see him disappear from his responsibilities, you don't see him anymore for the rest of the game. And so now it's in the back of our minds, it's programming. This guy's not good. This guy doesn't have it. There's one player on the 49ers roster with a faster 40 time than Isaac Garindo. So to say that he has no speed or no burst, it's just factually incorrect. It's factually incorrect. But again, perfect comment for an overreaction show. That's what we're here for. So we have to keep these kind of things in mind when we're doing these shows. I'm not mad at the comment. I'm not mad at the super chat. I appreciate the super chat, but context is important. The Niners took it upon themselves to use it as a teachable moment. And as the panel did so eloquently, you teach people different ways at different times in their careers, at different points in their lives. And so, Mark, I'm going to extend this offer to you and everybody else out there watching. Don't judge a book too quickly. Don't just read the pamphlet on the back and say, I know exactly what this book is about. And I can tell you all the context within the pages, because that's just not the case. That's where we are, guys. I do love overreacting. I have a lot of fun with it, but I think we've been talking for so long that my alcohol is worn off and I'm sober now. So I can't keep overreacting the way that I want to. I'm sorry.
Can I just say thank you for saying that? I think that would be more fun than me and you going out for like an hour about Juwan Jennings, even though I still want to do that sometime, whether it's on or off podcast. Because you were the one person, like, I swear to you, Mike, as soon as that third touchdown happened, I was like, I'm begging him. I'm like, please, Mike, see this direct message. and I don't try to push. I don't try to push too often with you because I don't want to like abuse how kind and generous you are. It's like this is the one thing, like especially because it's your podcast. Like y'all don't know my story. Mike Andrews changed my life. Like I don't say that lightly. I was really lost in my anxiety and my issues and my social anxieties, and I didn't want to go out there. I didn't want to put myself on a ledge. I didn't want to really deal with the world after being hurt so many times. And this man changed my life with one phone call, and I've never looked back. And he knows I will repeatedly abuse him and Breezy every year because it's just I don't say those words lightly. You guys are my angels. You're my brothers. Whether you think of me that way or not, y'all changed my life. So
we got
that's why it was so important for me to discuss that one thing with you. But this is why I love this podcast. This is why I stayed up 24 hours with you, Mike. Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't trade these moments for anything. And that's also kind of why I felt so guilty afterwards, because I felt like I let you down after that Super Bowl. Like we watched it all the way together, and I felt like I didn't want to impede how you were reacting, but I didn't want to not be there for you. And I felt like at the end, like I was so exhausted, I couldn't hold it together anymore, and so I felt like I failed you. But
it's a tough balance. It's a tough balance.
There's a reason why this podcast has changed so many different lives and has spawned so many different people to go out there and give a voice to how they feel. Like you might not have been the first, Mike, but you have been the most life-altering bright spot for so many of us, and that will never go underappreciated.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you saying those words to me. They do not fall on deaf ears.
And I'm even rocking this Stay Faithful sweater for Ty Olson, because he also, Mike, he made this for my birthday. He's been trying to get me on his podcast because he said he also wanted to take a page from your book and he wanted to do a podcast where he got to understand and learn the faithful stories. And so he said he wanted me on his podcast, and I finally gave in. Just like Nick Power tried to get me to come out to a bar in Jersey to watch a football game with him for a while, and I finally did it. And Mike, he made this specifically for me. Like, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it says 94 on here for Justin Smith, and it has the cowboy on the sleeve.
Cowboy,
like
It's all
just
good.
whatever you
We're
all
family.
do, we appreciate you, even if we don't agree with you. And we can never thank everyone enough for supporting Mike, because Mike is just, you don't gotta agree with him. You don't even have to like how Mike reacts to certain things, but there's a reason why we're always here, because Mikey Andrews is just a genuinely beautiful person.
I appreciate it. Stop trying to make me cry. I did enough of that this weekend. Dan, I know you had something to say too.
Mike,
I know you want to
you
jump
know
in.
that-
I was gonna say,
after what you've just dealt with your grandma, like it can never be enough to just remind people who you love that you love them while you had the shot. So
absolutely,
I'm not trying to add to your grief. I'm not trying to embarrass you. I'm not trying to get like a crying Mikey Andrews meme out there. It's just I can't help it. Like you're that person for me.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Go ahead, Dan.
Mike, you said don't just read the book. You're right. Don't just read the book. Watch the fucking movie. Yeah. I actually read a book. I read a book this week called Dead Poet Society, and then I watched the movie with Robin Williams. That was a great movie. I loved that movie.
Isn't it fantastic?
You're gonna make me cry if you bring up Robin Williams.
No, I'm not going to do that. But when you can read something and get an interpretation of it, and then see someone else's vision on how they interpreted the same thing that you read, and it be a completely different vision.
Yeah.
Right? So check this out. Dan, that was phenomenal. Watch this. Watch what I do with this, right? I don't know how many of you out there have ever heard of Game of Thrones, but Game of Thrones is based off of a book series called A Song of Fire and Ice, right? I watched Game of Thrones from start to finish. Then I bought my wife the books. Now, the books don't go as far as the show goes. The show stops at the end of season 5, where Jon Snow gets killed. There's no reviving him or anything like that. That's where it stops, okay? But then there's 3 seasons after that on the show. After my wife gets the books, we read them, I download the audio. Here's how crazy things work. This is how interpretation and perception can change. I watched the show, I had an opinion. I read the books. But when you read a book, you create the voices for the different characters in your own head.
Yeah.
And then when it's being narrated, it's your voice that you hear doing the narration. Okay? And then you base your interpretation based off of those voices that you create and you hear during the narration. Then I downloaded the audiobook, and I got to hear someone else's inflection on the same words that I read and the same words that I interpreted in my voice in my head. And it was all three of these were different. This is why you have to be careful with what we see on one game. The Niners interpreted Garindo's actions as one thing. We came on the show and overreacted to it and looked at it a different way. Melissa and I were on one page. Mentally, this could be detrimental. The rest of the panel said, hey, this is due process. Now, here's what I challenge you guys to do. Listen to everything that we said and then go back and watch it for yourself. And I guarantee you have a different opinion than the way you did when you started. That's what this is all about. It's about growth. It's about learning. And it's about improving on the process. It's not about right or wrong. It's about being better than you were from when you started. That's what the Niners set out to do today. That's what the Niners succeeded at. And hopefully that's what us as a fan base can do going forward. Guys, this has been a blast. We're going to get out of here. I hope you guys have a fantastic night. And I'm going to call on my panel right now to go out in order. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain.
But always remain faithful.
We'll see you guys soon. Peace.
We all gas, no brakes, pumped up, no fakes. We spinning, we winning, we high stakes. We never miss, we all makes. Look at us dudes trying to prove, bringing you news with nothing to lose. Mike, Nick, Tony, Wayne, Method Man, we bring the pain. Hey. See, I'ma confess it. We under the pressure. If you looking to find us, we them nothing but 9ers.